What's going on? What's going on? Fans Club live show is about to go down. Get ready. We here. It's a lot to unpack. I got my panel of experts with me. Best night of the week. Fans Club live show for the fans, by the fans. Let's go. We ready. Yeah, man, we here, man. Best night of the week. You know why it's the best night of the week. Fans Club live show is on. Listen, man. You're not gonna get. I tell y'all this all the time. I put the disclaimer out there so you know. You will not get the expert analysis like this anywhere else because we are fans. We eat, sleep, breathe our teams. We know the sports world. And guess what? We don't have to be muzzled because we independent. We can do whatever we want. We can say whatever we want. We have no affiliation with anybody. Shout out to my experts. What's going on? How y'all doing?
What up? What up?
Yo.
You know.
Yes, sir. I know, man. I know. Listen, we are here. We have a big show to unpack tonight because NBA is at that place where the playoff picture is getting even clearer. We got the NFL draft right around the corner. April is here. So the NFL draft, we got some prospects that my gurus on here want to highlight. We got some gurus on here who knows about the draft, and they will be able to bring to, this is their moment to share their wealth of knowledge to say, yo, you told us about him in advance back on March, what's today? March 30th, you told us to watch out for this prospect. And we're going to see if you're a guru, if you truly did earn that status as the person's career shows up. And listen, man, and on top of that, if time permits, I want to sneak in some NCAA so we can highlight what's going on there, man. On the men's side, it's teams I didn't expect, if I can be honest with you. Total surprise. And then the ladies are balling. They're balling. We want to highlight some of the greatness that took place in the last few days. So this is Fans Club live show for the fans, by the fans. Let me just do a quick around the horn, around the check and make sure everybody's good. First person on here, y'all already know how that go. No one beats him unless he's traveling. If he's home and stationary, you're not getting on before him. Ruben, what's going on? GA all day.
What's up, man? Hey, I'm glad to be here. Represent. How y'all fellas doing today? Spring break next week.
Good, brother.
Let's bring it in right. God bless everyone. Let's bring it in right. Spring break is coming around the corner.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for always being. Listen, as soon as the word go out, the brother's on. He's like, I'm here. And he's here. So right after him, I got to give it to him. David, what's going on, man? Salute to you, sir. How you doing?
Good evening, everybody. I am doing great. A lot of stuff to touch bases on. Glad to be sharing it with y'all on this beautiful Thursday, and I just can't wait to go.
Excellent. All right, excellent. What's going on, Cello? Welcome, my brother. Listen, man, the schedule is what it is. Let me put the schedule out there to the world so they'll know. We're going to have a rotation of weeks. 1 week going to be a Wednesday, 1 week going to be a Thursday. You'll catch us. You'll see the announcement. In order for you to know when we're going live, you have to like us. You got to follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Do your due diligence so you know when we go live. Salute to you, Cello. How you doing, man?
Yes, indeed. Good to be on. No Bible study tonight, so I'm excited to hear what we got to talk about tonight. Of course, definitely a lot going on in the sports world, but good to see y'all, brothers. Always good to debate sports with y'all, brothers.
Excellent. Same here, my brother. B. Clark, what's going on? B. Clark, I ain't never get that second in the mail. But other than that, what's up to you, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, fellas, man? Hey, man, been a minute, man. Miss y'all fellas, man. But
yes, indeed.
Glad to be here, man. And ready to talk some sports, yo. Y'all boys be good and God bless, man.
Excellent.
God bless.
appreciate you, man. Salute to all y'all. We did what we had to do. Fellas, we gonna start, man. We gonna go. Usually we go NFL. I'm gonna let the guru stew a little bit because I know that segment could go longer. So I want to make sure that we do what we got to do and give the proper respect to the NBA because the playoff picture is here and it's looking kind of serious, man. It's looking kind of serious. So I want y'all to understand the East, the West, we got a lot that's going on, so I want to be able to break this down. I want you to highlight what's going on. I guess I want to start before we get to the playoff picture. We had a conversation that was taking place before we actually came on air in regards to the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis, man, they they 48-28 right now. They are the second seed out of the West. They're looking good. They look similar to a certain team from back in the day. They don't play no games. They up in your face. Dylan Brooks look like he ready to choke dudes out every time. He's a walking flagrant foul. Talk to me, man, about these Grizzlies. Let's start with that with Ja Morant. And since the Grizzlies are in second place, we'll start with them because they're sort of the team that's, as Stello mentioned, is dominating our algorithm. Because every time I turn around, they got a page on my page as well. So, all right, man, listen, Ruben. I always start with who go first, and then David, you after him. Sella, you after him. B. Clark, feel free to chime in. I don't want to mute you, but make sure it's a good discussion. Give me the meat and potatoes. Ruben, talk to me about Memphis, man. What have you seen? Do you like the identity that they're shaking up, that they're forming, and do you feel like they will be a formidable opponent in the playoffs that can knock off the current champions?
I see them going in the first round.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hot take early.
I see them going in the first round because, for one, they're young and experienced. They don't have an identity. Their identity is not about basketball. Their identity is about stuff other than basketball, on and off the court. So I see them going in the first round until they show me they can be mature and about their business. The playoffs, they're going to get eaten alive because the refs ain't going to play with them. Dylan Brooks, he's a nice defensive stopper, but all them antics he does ain't going to do but get him kicked out. And once he's gone, it's open game on him.
So is he like the equivalent of Draymond for Golden State? That's what it seems like. Is he that guy?
Worse than Draymond. He's worse than Draymond.
See, that's not a bad thing, though.
And I'm not talking about game-wise. I'm not talking about game-wise. I'm talking about with the antics. He's worse than Draymond.
That's not
game-wise.
He
can't touch Draymond. Game-wise, old Draymond, he can't touch Draymond.
That's not a bad thing, though.
Draymond was a walking triple-double back. Y'all gotta realize Draymond was a walking triple-double back in his prime. He was a walking triple-double.
I want to argue that, but I can't really argue that because he did give you some.
He was a defensive stopper from anybody 7 feet below.
Agreed.
He played all 5 positions. Guard folks. In his prime. Yes, he did.
Well, go ahead. Give me the finger. Don't give me the finger. You know what I mean? Throw your finger up when you want to chime in so that way I can flag you in correctly so that way you can, give your point. Go ahead, B. Clark, because I see you was talking.
Hey, look, I think every team needs it, though. Every team needs a Draymond Green or Dylan Brooks as far as, the antics and hyping your team up. Maybe it's not always correct the way they go about things, but every great team had that. You know what I mean? The Bulls back in the day, after the 72-10, they had Dennis Rodman, man. That was their guy. You know what I'm saying? You had guys like that, they come out and just amp their team up to do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with him, and he took the words out of my mouth, though. They going in the first round, yo.
The disrespect is crazy. Listen, if Memphis heard y'all, they be ready to punch y'all in the face because they like to fight a lot. So y'all disrespecting them boys out there, man. They're about that action.
They ain't about that action.
Yeah. What, first round though? So you guys are not impressed so much with what's happening on the floor. You guys are like all the other antics is what's gonna get them knocked out.
I'm talking about floor. I'm talking about floor action. Floor
action.
Floor action. You know what I mean? You go into it. The way they playing, Ja Morant is that guy and go in and do it, but they don't have that secondary scored and go in there and get them 20 on a night that Ja's off or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about second place. Now, those bottom teams that's in that playing game, that's a bad matchup. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad matchup for the bottom 4 teams. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like Memphis, I don't think Memphis is a playoff team. Memphis is a regular season team. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think they got it. Maybe second round, but I don't see them getting out of the first round. Maybe 6 games, 7 games, maybe, but I don't see them getting out of it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Go ahead, David.
He took the words right out of my mouth when he's talking about them bottom seed teams, right? You know why? Because the Lakers are sitting down there at 7 and 8. The New Orleans Pelicans are sitting down there at 7 and 8. And that's not even saying that the Dallas Mavericks, if they get it together over the last 7 games, can sneak back into the 10th seed. They're currently sitting at the 11th seed. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to play one of those 2 teams. And those teams bring firepower that the Grizzlies don't have. Desmond Bane is nice, but he's not that 2. He's not that second premier scorer. Jaren Jackson is nice when he doesn't have to defend another big.
Okay.
And Memphis is really missing somebody that nobody's talking about. Steven Adams hasn't played in plus 30 games, and he is their rock. He is their heart and soul. It's not that idiot Dylan Brooks who go out there looking like he's high every night. It's Steven Adams who really freaking locks down on D, brings that strong physical mentality that they are missing. So if he's not around,
and he runs the floor. And he runs the floor.
Yes. So if he's not around for the playoffs, I can see Memphis going bye-bye in the first round because of who they might have to play. We're talking about LeBron James. We're talking about Zion Williams if he comes back. And we're talking about Luka and Kyrie if they get their act together over the next 7 games. Those ain't no tough outs.
I agree. Cello, thank you for that. Listen, man, I want y'all insight, so keep it going. I like it. Cello, go ahead, sir. Chime in on Memphis if you care. I know your Heat is in the mix. They in the 7th seed right now, 40-37, but we not there yet. Talk to me about Memphis and what you think about them basketball aficionado.
I think there's just too many distractions over there. I think they started becoming something, even with Ja Morant, like y'all already know, even though Steven Adams is the vet, Ja Morant was the one leading that team.
Yeah.
Y'all know everything that Ja Morant was, he's the one that affects that whole team. The whole situation that he went through, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just showed you he lacks leadership, and it's just been spilling over into the whole team. So it just looks like they could have been, honestly, they could have been in a much better situation as a team, as a young up and coming team. But it's just like they're creating this story and narrative for themselves that I think is more of a distraction for them, and it just affects them to become better than what they could have been. So I mean, I'm tired of seeing them. Like I'm tired of seeing Dylan Brooks on my algorithm, and it's always about him talking trash or him getting it. Other NBA players are fed up with this dude too. Now, don't get me wrong, you got cats like Draymond Green, but at the same time, cats more respect. It's like they respect Draymond at the same time. Dylan Brooks, cats is like, yo, he better not come at me with that garbage. Facts. Like people respect Draymond Green's type of game. You know what I'm saying? Even Pat Bev. Pat Bev is, he could get on your nerves, but people kind of respect that. They respect that type of player. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Dylan Brooks, cats look like they just like, I just don't like this dude. He trying to be tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just look at it as I think they could have been in a much. If they didn't have all this stuff going on, man, we probably be talking about Memphis being like a really future NBA team that may could win like, more than one championship with Ja Morant on that squad. But now it's more about every time you see them, it's just like they always get into something. Mm-hmm. They fighting with something. Even with Ja Morant's dad, like that was cool at first, but now it's like this cat trying to fight players.
Listen, man, when Shannon Sharp was courtside, and he was telling my man, come in, you know, all swole up, and the whole team about to fight. I'm like, yo, what are we watching right now?
Yeah.
What is this, man? But again, we know Memphis. For those that we ain't talking about like Tennessee, other parts. We talk about Memphis, Tennessee. They gritty, man. They
Yeah.
hustle. They, you know, it's the place where you know they don't play out there. So I get them taking on that personality. And the truth is, I think Ja Morant is that guy. Like they want to give him like the next. He's one of the faces of the NBA post LeBron. But with him having the little situation that he had with just being foolish, I do feel like they've backed off of him. Do you guys feel like it? I'm gonna go to David first on this one. David, what's your take on with Ja being back? Do you see there's a difference in him? Is he like more timid now? Is he not as aggressive? Or is he, you know, is he trying to be more quiet? Because to me, it seemed like he's kind of toned it down a bit. But let me know if I'm crazy. So go ahead, David. What do you think since he returned?
Actually, watching him play, his game is still the same.
Okay.
But that energy, that energy has toned it down.
That's
Because
what it is.
it's definitely like, I score, I dunk on somebody before. He's popping collars. He's going down court doing this.
Mhm.
Now it's let me just run on back and keep my mouth shut. But I mean, he brought that along. He brought that on himself also. So it's not the NBA is picking on him. It's more of the fact of, hey, he's trying to be responsible, dealing with the situation that it was, and keeping his name out the light while still trying to keep his team in the light. So hopefully he learned from that. But yeah, that energy that he used to have, and that swagger is not fully there yet. It's not fully there yet. But when the playoff time comes, that's probably one of the things that Memphis is going to need to try and survive. So, I mean, we'll see as it comes along.
Yeah, that's the term, that swagger, that like he plays, they flow off of his emotion and his intensity and just his swagger, like you said. And I definitely see him, you know, throw it down or whatever. He just kind of, you know, just run down court. It's not as boisterous as it used to be. I'm like, man, let that man play his game. The other stuff, the antics off the court with the gun and all of that stupid stuff, I get that. But when you restrict a player like that, it kind of takes away from his game, which in the playoffs, you got to let him loose and let him do what he do. So,
I mean, I look at it like, yo, you could celebrate, but it's just, you know, the gun celebration.
Yeah.
And then for that to show on the off court, it's like he probably, like, I'm just thinking about how that probably would have been his number one thing, was like, because I honestly, I was watching the Heat play. They was playing Brooklyn. Somebody on Brooklyn was doing actually the joint, but nobody was saying nothing. Because
about that,
but it's only because he didn't show that off the court. Like I said, like you know, hopefully he learned his lesson from this.
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he learned his lesson from this. Hopefully, you know, when he gets to the playoffs, we can see a Ja Morant still dominate, do his thing, but just, you know what I'm saying, be wisely with how you know, even because honestly, let's be real. Your off-court stuff can affect your on-court stuff.
Right.
Let's be real. Your off-court stuff can affect a person's on-court game. So it's like, it depends on how he's living off-court. Is he still trying to have a persona that he does not have to have? Like even with the whole story, his whole story, like, bro, yo, feed off of that story. You ain't gotta be this tough dude.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be this tough dude. You could be this dude that, you know what I'm saying, have a good story, both parents, you know what I'm saying? They helped you out, they got you where you got to, you just exploded. Feed off of that joint, but don't try to carry this persona that you really not, and then it's affecting your on-court game, and then it's affecting your money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then it's affecting your money. Yeah, you don't need it. Like, honestly, let's be real. Before that whole video with Ja Morant, we was enjoying Ja Morant.
It's his passion. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Like, he's doing some stuff we ain't never seen before.
Just let me know by doing that if you're trying to chime in, so I can give it to you. That you be Clark in the frame so I can see you a little bit.
That's me.
top
That's
of your
me,
head.
man. Yeah, it's me.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, look,
what up, Tom?
so this is my thing though. Everybody say it's affecting his own court play. Let's not act like since he been back. I just looked it up. The man averaging 25 points a game, 8 assists a game, plus 7 assists a game. He's still dominating. He's still dominating.
Yeah.
Regardless, right? Yes, it's off court play. I mean, whatever it may be. But I want to go back even before the gun incident and all the other stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you what. I still put Memphis Grizzlies as a first round out, maybe a second round out, maybe a second round out, even before.
The only reason why I have them as a 1 or 2 out, and it's because of the Steven Adams not being there, right? We all knew. David, what's up?
You upside down.
Me?
Yeah,
you upside.
I don't know how that happened, but
You
okay.
in the upside down, brother.
I don't know how that happened. I didn't even move the camera, but I didn't have them as an out when Steven Adams was playing there because, like I said, he brings that toughness to them. We got to see where he's going to be at come the playoff time. If he's not there for that first series, I see him gone. As far as Ja and his antics, right? We don't know the whole storyline behind any of that. You're not going to tell a guy that you just paid millions of dollars not to go out and be him. Maybe that is him and we just didn't know it. We didn't see the red flags behind it or what we consider red flags behind it. Maybe that's just him. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is when the playoffs start and those ticket sales start booming, guess what? We're going to see a little bit more liveness from him. We're going to see a little bit more energy from him because the NBA wants that. So they're going to curve their cameras the right way and let that man be him, especially for the playoffs. As far as them as a whole, though, like I said, that heart and soul with Adams not being there is really going to hurt because we don't know who Memphis number 2 really is. Is it Jaren Jackson? Is it Desmond Bane? Right? Like, are they on the verge of being superstars or are they just those role players? Baines plays well when Ja ain't there, but every time Ja comes back, Bane numbers take this little dip, and it's like, no, you still got to be that man alongside that man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like they could have beat. Yo, the echo.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
That's deep. I feel like they could have. Honestly, I feel like they could have beat Warriors this year. Honestly, I think Memphis was trending upward to be better than last year. I think they could have beat Warriors this year. I'm not saying they still can't. Because let's be real, like they gave Warriors a game.
Oh, for sure.
They gave not a game, a series.
They gave them a series.
I wouldn't if they would have beat the Warriors this year, I wouldn't have been surprised. I saw Memphis going at least further this year. I'm not saying they would have won a championship, but let's be real. This team is very talented. Like they can dominate a game with Ja Morant. Like Ja Morant just wreaks havoc on that court, man. This is like we call it generational type player.
Yeah. And
then not only that, he just got the right players with him around him, play defense. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that this type of stuff, like with this off court stuff, now it could like you could forget about it. But I just feel like this team was trending upward to be a really, really good team, even better than last year.
Okay.
But they took a step back. Now, can they take a step back? Take a step back forward? Take a step forward? Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. We gotta wait and see. But I don't feel like they would have been a first round exit, this year. But I'm kind of concerned about the whole incident situation. I think that could affect them or it could not. But I'm kind of just concerned about that right now.
Yeah, I don't have them as I get ready for Ruben and Tyrone. I hope you're ready. Make sure you're good. So that and David, make sure your audio good, man. So I can get you. All right, bro. No problem. Salute, sir. My thing is, I feel like they'll hit their stride. I still got them going. I got them advancing 2 rounds. I got them 2 rounds, man. 48-28 ain't nothing to go light with. I feel like they got enough of a fire behind them that they feel like it's them against the world. Nobody believes in them, and that's what fuels them until they hit a brick wall, which is a really good team. I don't know if that's going to be, they won't play Denver unless it gets to that point, but we'll see what happens. So, Ruben, go ahead. Tyrone, you at the Ruben. Hopefully, Ty, you good to go. Go ahead, Ruben.
Yo,
I
Dave
just
tweaking.
say, Memphis remind me of an old 76ers team with Allen Iverson. That's who they remind me of.
More
Because-
talent, though.
Yeah, I think they got more
They got
talent
more talent
on
than
Memphis.
that team.
Hold on, I'm not done. And
Mhm.
the reason I say that is because once you get past John Morant, who's next?
Tyrone got an answer for that. I can see it
Who's
on his
next?
face.
But we seen Memphis win games without Ja, though.
Yes, but I'm talking about in a playoff series. Who's next? I'm not talking about regular season. That regular season is regular season.
It's technically Bane, right? I believe it's either Bane or Jackson.
I still think they can still give people some trouble, man. We seen them without John Morant. That's why I think cats sleep on his teammates, man. I think cats sleep on the team that he has.
I'm not sleeping
Okay.
on their teammates. What I'm saying is this.
Mm-hmm. As I wrap up Memphis, because we got a whole lot of other teams, but
Right.
I wanted to highlight them. Go ahead, Ru.
All right, I'm gonna finish with this.
Go ahead.
You see John Morant do his thing day in and day out when he's there.
Mm-hmm.
You see Jared Jackson. He's supposed to be the next man up, but he falls off sometimes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Desmond Bain. When is the real team going to stand up? I see their record, but their record is just a record. When you get in the playoffs, it's 0-0.
Yeah, I feel you on that, brother.
We know how y'all feel.
I feel you on that, brother. Trust me.
So
We know how y'all feel about that, yeah.
we've seen 8 seed beat 1 seed, 7 seed beat 2 seed because it's a bad matchup.
Mm-hmm.
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 Because they got a player that you don't have in that spot. You can't do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just how it goes. If it's a bad matchup, it's a bad matchup.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands right now, they as the number 2 seed will play the winner of the either Minnesota or LA. Right,
Mm-hmm.
Could be Warriors, because the Warriors
that's what they end up facing.
they could
play
drop
pretty good against.
The Warriors could drop the 7. Timberwolves,
Yeah,
Timberwolves
right.
39 wins, Warriors 40.
Yep.
They 6 and 7.
Yep. All right, Ty, let me give it to you, Ty. Anything, Ty, put on a light or something so we know you there, man. All I see is like a shadow of a dude in the car. If you put, there you go.
Dude in the car in the drive-through at that.
Come on,
For
let's
real.
look
Look like
you messing up the street. What's going on?
I got stuff to do, man. I'm just
I
trying to
see.
get on here, man.
Anything onto this? We was talking about Memphis. What's your take on them as I move off of them and go around the league and see what other teams I want to highlight that's worth talking about? What's your take on Memphis? Because they dominate everything.
What we talking about Memphis for? To win it all or something?
No,
That
so
ain't
we look at the
happening.
playoff picture. They currently seated number 2, and they're the team that's moving almost every day. At least in the algorithms, they're heavy in the algorithms. Maybe it's because of the antics.
The West is open from 1 to 7 for one, so anybody can win from 1 to 7. To be honest, the Memphis is not. Memphis is not deep enough to go into the playoffs for 2. You're missing Steven Adams. That's a big part of not only your starters but your bench. They don't really. They wing defenders are great. But like he said, after you get past John Morant, then what's next? Jared Jackson's supposed to be second, but they're not experienced enough, man, to get past the first round. If they get in the first round, they're a first round exit. That's easy. They're not deep enough. Go to their bench.
Wow.
Go look at their bench right now and tell me and listen. When you talking about the playoffs, when you talking about the playoffs, you need a bench. You need depth. You know what I'm saying? You need games played together, and all of that matters when you get into the playoffs. So that the teams that's the most health. I mean, that's why I said 1 through 7. As long as it just depends on health when it comes to 1 through 7 in the West. Really, to be honest, that's up in the air. So
not even with Denver, you're not sold on Denver, even though they number 1 right now. Jokic is arguably MVP again. What's your
Absolutely. The Denver can. I mean, they the deepest team in the West. And then they don't have I don't think any major injuries right now. So they fully healthy. Probably
Okay.
the only team in the West besides the Suns that are fully healthy. So but it's still up in the air, man. It just matters of who's healthy at the end. But you already know what your the top 4 teams is probably gonna make it past the first, second, third round. And honestly, if I'm gonna go with the West, I will go with the Suns because you can't bet against KD in the playoffs.
I don't know about that.
Hell no.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't know about that.
I don't know.
No.
Who going?
Well, let's say when he's not the number one on that team, you can. He ain't the number one, so
He's not number one. Hold on. He's not number one over there.
We
Who's not
we
number
still
one?
ain't.
he ain't the number one over
You don't
there.
think he's number one?
Who's not number one? I'm confused. What are you talking about?
KD at Phoenix. He's saying he's not the
Phoenix,
number one.
he's not the number one.
I disagree with that.
Hold on.
That is an argument. That is an argument, though.
Hold on. That is not an
Okay.
argument. For
Okay,
one,
It's an
you this.
hold on.
argument.
You is not gonna tell me a top 75 player on a team right now is not number one
He's
option. Are you
not.
serious?
He's not. He's a piece. He's a significant piece to the puzzle. Just like when he Golden
So
State.
is Booker
Hold on.
one?
I know he didn't say.
Booker's
This is
number
good.
one.
He said
Booker
KD
is
is a
number one.
piece.
I want to make sure I hear the.
This is
I
good.
hear the
Hold
speculation
on.
from Ruben.
This is good.
Ruben,
I
who
know
is number one for Phoenix?
Booker is number one. That is his team.
Man, if you don't get him off of this line talking this crazy,
No,
what is
know
happening
what?
right now? I know
Y'all hear me now?
he couldn't say that to a real sports world. He cannot say that Kevin Durant is not a number one option on a team. He was a number one option
I didn't
with
say
the
he's
with
not
the every
a number one
with the,
option. I said
So what
he's
is-
not the number one player on that team. It's a duo. When you have a duo, you have Batman and Robin. He's definitely Robin.
oh what? Oh,
Wow.
so was he? Hold on. So was he Robin on the Warriors?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, you bugging? Hey,
While Tyrone gets his
come on,
composure, David,
come on, man.
Diamond,
I can't believe that.
Tyrone gets his composure.
I can't believe that.
Thank you, Ruben, for that hot take. I appreciate you because I'm circulating this. Go ahead, David. What's your
Hey,
take on that?
I'm not gonna say that Ruben is not that far off. Listen,
Okay.
we keep giving, and I'm wearing a Durant jersey, by the way. We keep giving this guy, everywhere he goes, he's supposed to be the number one option. Well, guess what? Phoenix was sitting in the top 3 seed before him, and they will be sitting in the top 3 seed without him. Don't get it twisted. Like Booker is not that dude.
Well, they fourth. They fourth right now. They fourth right now.
Every
point guard whenever he feels like it on a playoff team.
They last 10 games. They 4-6.
everywhere
The
Durant
last 10
goes,
games.
You can't
He
argue
averaged-
stats. Thank you, Cello,
Everywhere-
for being my statistician with that right now. I appreciate you on that. Go ahead, David. Keep in mind the point he just said.
I didn't hear what.
Cello, give him that point again as he says his argument. I just want to
They
make sure.
last 10 games. They 4-6, and they're
But he
sitting
was
at
injured.
fourth. They're fourth.
He was injured. He just
Ain't
came
that
back.
wait? Ain't that a part of his career?
Batman and
Hold on,
Robin?
hold
He's
on, hold on.
Robin.
Ain't that a part of his career? We gotta expect the injuries, right?
They sit
That-
at 4-6. He played the last 2 games.
So let me ask you this. Is it Ruben and David, and it's not really, because it might be others that share this thought. Is it because of the adjustment of him going to another team trying to fit in why you feel like he's more of a Robin as opposed to Batman when he's always Batman?
Hold
Look,
on.
I'm explaining this. I'm explaining this for
I
y'all.
want to make sure you
I'm
do.
explaining
Please
this for
do.
y'all.
I'm circulating this. I want to see what this comes.
I'm explaining this for y'all so y'all can understand.
Yes.
When he was the number one option at his own team, did they win?
No. Well, they
When
will.
was this whole? When did he have his own team?
It was a 3. But
What you mean? When did he have his own team?
I'm
The
talking
Nets.
about what team we talking about?
He had the Nets. He didn't win at the Nets. And when he came into the league, the team he was on, they didn't win.
I mean, they got
He had Golden State 3-1, and it came back and beat him.
Every team that KD played on, he was the leading scorer. So I'm trying to figure out how is he not.
Scoring don't make you the man. Winning makes you the man?
Man, you a tough. That's. Whew.
I don't care if you. I don't
That
care if
didn't
you
mean
average
him.
40, 10, and 10. If you lose, you ain't the man because you lost.
I mean, we got to look at it too. OKC, Golden State, Brooklyn, and now with Phoenix. Where has he been winning?
Golden
State.
Golden State.
Yep.
Golden State. That's it.
Yeah.
But who was?
He went to
final, but they won.
Yeah.
But he was the number one option in Golden State.
Facts.
The number one option
Y'all can't say he wasn't.
in Golden
guys.
State.
Curry chose to take a back seat behind him.
It don't matter what he chose. I'm just saying.
Was the
Matt,
man.
this is a-
Curry chose that because it was
the
the
number-
best interest of the team.
He was the number one
might have to do,
option.
but don't
See, I didn't even
like
finish what I was
Hey,
saying.
David, I'm gonna use your own phrase on you. Excuses go to the left. How you gonna sit here and say he chose to take a back?
Why I gotta go to the left? What's wrong with the left feet?
Let me explain this to y'all. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
I'm trying. I'm
Golden
listening.
State was a contender without him.
Agreed.
So when he got there, he didn't have no pressure. It's easy
It's
for you
true.
when you ain't got no pressure.
It's true.
Does he have
Very
pressure in
easy.
Phoenix? Let me
He
ask you about that.
now he joined the Phoenix team, who's at the last year
Phoenix was in the top
in the
3
finals
anyway.
last year, right?
Not
Y'all
last year,
trying
the
to
year
call
before.
I mean the year before, excuse me.
There's no pressure.
Y'all say he a
Yeah.
ring chaser. That's what it sounds like y'all trying to say. Is that what
Everybody,
I'm hearing?
everybody's a ring chaser, so I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody's a ring chaser.
Look, what I'm saying is this. Stats don't. How y'all say y'all like stats?
Yeah.
His first, 6 years? What? How long did he stay with his first team? 6
He
or
was there
10,
for a
somewhere
minute. He
in
was
there.
there for a good amount. I want to say
Was it 10?
4 or 5 years or something like that. He was up there. He was there for a minute. Coach.
Okay. They had a perennial nice. They had James Harden. They had.
He wasn't this James Harden though. Let's be real.
Yes, he was. He was becoming that James Harden. He was. He just didn't have no defense. They didn't play him because he didn't have defense.
He wasn't what he is now.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't get it done in Brooklyn. Let's be honest. He didn't get it done in Brooklyn. Let's be honest. He didn't get it done in Brooklyn.
Well, Brooklyn's a different situation.
He didn't get it done in OKC either. Let's be honest.
He was in OKC.
I don't know what happened in Brooklyn.
When he was at OKC, he had his own team.
Right.
He didn't make it happen.
He didn't get it
He
done.
had to go to Golden State to win a championship. A team that was already had championships and they still had their core of people. Correct?
Oh, so that's just it. Your thing is
they wouldn't have got
he's
him.
the number one guy to take a franchise to that next level. He hasn't been able to do it. He has to go align himself with a team that's already established. Is that what I'm hearing? Like
He's
Yes.
a luxury scorer.
Yes.
Yes, he's
I
a
don't care
luxury
nothing about
scorer.
how much you score. He did that. He was a scoring champion when he was in OKC. Did he win anything?
Okay. Tyrone, back to you, and we're going to get off of Durant in a second. But again, Phoenix 41-35. They're the 4th seed right now. As it stands, if the playoffs would start today, they would face the LA Clippers. But and just so y'all know date-wise, so y'all are aware, the play-in starts April 11th. The playoff starts April 15th. Go ahead, Tyrone.
What was the question?
No, we rapping Durant as they gave their argument to why he's not Batman with Phoenix. He's Robin. So
Do I really? Do I really got to get on that?
I mean, listen, if you off it, we off it. Let's go on. Okay. All right, he off it. All right, we gonna move on.
That's
absurd. We gonna transition to the East. I'm gonna go to the East for a second. All right, man. Milwaukee, humdrum. We know Milwaukee's always the number 1 seed. I'm kind of tired of saying that, but it is.
They getting blown out right now by the Celtics.
Milwaukee, the number 1 seed. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna highlight a team that nobody thought would be there at number 5. The New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Are you guys worried that the Knicks can make some noise?
Nope.
That's just Cello hate. And
No, I'm hating.
I'm back. I'm gonna hate on the Knicks. Great way to come back.
Come on, let's be
I'm
real.
gonna hate on the Knicks.
Not accurate,
Co-
David.
Come on, let's be real. Come on, the Knicks. Come on. They have to prove. They have to show us. They gotta prove it by showing us. I'm just feeling like it's gonna happen like how it always happens. No. They doing good. They looking cute in the season. When the playoffs come, we're gonna really see how it's always been for the New York Knicks.
Well,
No.
Julius Randle ain't there, so they might be out of there because he out with a sprained ankle.
But how long though?
He should be back
2
by
weeks.
the time the playoffs start.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. They got
Might
7
be more.
games. They're gonna make the playoffs, but they're gonna be a lower seed than that 6th seed that they holding
No,
on
they're
to.
5 right now. They're 5 right now. Right now.
Yeah. Well, they might stick around because the Nets are just slowly dropping. Atlanta, we don't know. Miami, they don't care what seed they are as long as they are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's when Jimmy Butler comes out and play.
Yeah.
They just can't wait for the playoffs.
Real Atlanta,
He's out for the rest of the regular
what
season.
Atlanta we looking at right now?
He's out for the rest of the regular season. He's out for the rest of the regular season.
Okay, so give him a couple of injections. He'll be back by the time the playoffs come around. Give him some injections.
Nah, he an older cat. Remember, he done been in the league 10 plus years.
That's true.
He's
He a big
older.
man too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
he's older.
That's true. All right, what team? So I guess they're not sexy to me, but Milwaukee's always number one. Is it clear that they're the one that's going to come out and represent the East in the finals? Is there any like Tyrone said, the West is wide open? Anybody agree with that for the East? Is the East wide open, or is the East Milwaukee or bust? Like where we at with that?
The East is Milwaukee or Boston. We would all like to see him be, but he ain't got enough weight with him.
All right, don't sleep on the Cavs. Don't sleep on the Cavs.
Yo, we could sleep on the Cavs.
We could sleep on the Cavs. 3 7-footers and two shooting guards that can't play point. Ain't nobody worried about Cleveland.
Okay.
All right, so if it's not Cleveland, who, David, should we keep an eye on? We know Milwaukee. We got Milwaukee. I think it's all clear that Milwaukee probably is the favorite in the East. Is there any objection to that?
Milwaukee, Boston in the conference finals.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else to talk about besides that.
Who is it?
They're gonna be in the finals.
Who'd you say, Tyrone?
Boston and Milwaukee.
Again? Yeah. All right, yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
So you done took the 76ers out of there? You done put the 76ers out of there?
Indeed, like that.
For one, the 76ers don't play enough defense to beat either one of those teams. They are completely an offensive team. They're not one. They're 1 through 5, especially Harden when he feel like it. Do not play defense like that. And then 2, they're not. Boston is probably deeper than. Nah, they're not deeper than the Bucks, but they as deep as the Bucks. And those two teams pretty much is gonna clash. I don't have anybody from 3. Who's number 4 in the East?
Cavs.
Not too sure.
Cavs.
Right now? Yeah, don't even worry about it. Boston and Milwaukee. That's it.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. Is there anybody that we should keep an eye? So Tyrone pretty much is like, yeah, it's just gonna be another repeat of the same team that we didn't see in the last 2 years, 3 years. David, who you got? What you got for me?
I'm gonna say this. I'm saying Boston or Milwaukee either, but y'all better think about this. If Miami is at 7 and Boston is at 2, or Milwaukee slips to 2, you might be seeing an upset at that 2 to 7 seed because Miami don't care about the regular season, but in the playoffs, Miami is looking to punch somebody in the face, and they always find a way to do it, man. So we ain't never gonna count out an Eric Spoelstra team.
Well, not to hate on Miami, but they done lost a lot of they done lost a lot of their key pieces they had from last year.
Yeah.
Their bench ain't as deep as it was last year.
I agree.
So you talk about them punching the top 2 teams in the mouth. Who other than Jimmy Butler, they big man, and the overpaid guard they got?
Tyler Hero?
Yeah, him.
Called him overpaid? You don't like Hero? Hero ain't playing up to his salary right now?
No, he's not.
Like as a fan, I would say like Butler honestly is the only one that could carry the heat. Even when Butler's out the game, I still don't see Bam like aggressive enough that I would want to see him. I don't see him carrying the team. I don't see Hero carrying the team.
Wow.
You know, so it's kind of like I like Hero, but like I'm not that crazy for Hero. You know what I'm saying? Because he can score, he can get buckets, but I like to see a player that can at least carry the team while you getting those buckets. You ain't got to be the best player, but even when the best player is out, Butler, you know what I'm saying? I want to see you be able to carry. Like I seen even like they would like let's say the big three. When Dwayne Wade got hurt, when the LeBron got hurt, Bosh was able to at least carry the team for a couple games. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that with Hero, and I don't see that with Bam. And honestly, it frustrates me as a Miami Heat fan because I'm like, all right, it's cool. Bam could play D. He's developing that shot. But bro, sometimes I just feel like he don't take the team on his back. He don't take over. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I still feel like he's a system type player. You know, I wanted Oladipo, honestly. I wanted Oladipo to play better than what he has, but it looked like he's still, you know, coming off those injuries, he still looked like he's not that fully confident. Sometimes he looked like he still may get hurt, but yeah, Butler just seemed like the only one on the team that could really carry it.
He's getting injury prone.
Butler's getting old, and it's like I am kind of concerned with the Heat roster right now. Even with Kevin Love, with the addition with Kevin Love, right now it ain't looking like it's working. The only thing is when the playoffs do come, and what Davis said, they not caring about the season. They got the number one seed last season.
Right.
They didn't make it to the finals. So honestly, right there, they not really caring. They want them just make it in. That's the only thing. I want to see how they look in the playoffs. Right now, I'm a little concerned. Like I said, Tyler Hero, I don't see him carrying the team. I don't see Bam carrying. These are supposed to be your future stars.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be your future stars, and these cats, and even Bam, like Bam, he still just look too passive. Like he's just passing the ball.
His game seemed like it hasn't. He seemed like he's in the wrong era sometimes for me when I watch his game. Like you know how the big men are like they can move.
He doesn't shoot threes. He doesn't shoot threes.
He doesn't
shoot threes.
Yeah,
he doesn't attempt threes. He doesn't shoot threes. He can do all the other stuff, but he doesn't shoot threes. That I think that hurts it because you spread the floor that way. But like I said too, like I think he still don't have like that killer instinct, man.
And I feel
he
like
don't have the killer instinct.
I feel like how he plays when he's aggressive down low in the blocks, it's like he can get his buckets, but for some reason, I don't know if that's David. Is that a Spoelstra thing, Tyrone? Like, is that because Spoelstra's game plan doesn't call for big? He don't want the big man down there, you know, getting dirty and doing that. Is that because of the system, or is that Bam's play that Celo's speaking to?
It has a lot to do with Spoelstra's system, but it also has to do with what he has to bring on the defensive side of the ball, because in this new positionless NBA, Bam has to guard centers, he has to guard small forwards, he has to guard power forwards.
And he does.
Bam drains a lot of his energy, and I mean lot of his energy on the defensive side before he even starts to get his offensive rhythm going. So, and I love Bam. I'm sorry.
Bam defends. Bam defends everybody.
That he brings to defense. Offense to him is like, hey, I get it. I'll get there when I get there.
Mm-hmm. And even on offense, this cat's setting picks for everybody. He's setting picks for everybody.
Unleash him, man. Y'all stop using him as for all the dirty work and let that man show y'all what he can do offensively. Go ahead, Tyrone. As I move on to another team, let me know what your thoughts are on Miami, the Heat.
Yeah, they ain't got it. Not like, all right. So my thing on the Heat, man. Bam got it. He's good. And the way they play basketball right now, you got to be able to hit outside shots. He's gonna get into situations to where they're gonna realize that, just like Russell Westbrook, just like players that can't shoot, that if you don't have at least 5 guys that can hit perimeter jumpers, that's your weakness. That's what basketball is about. It's about getting advantages. You know, what can you do to outdo your opponent? So if somebody got a person that can't shoot or 2 people that can't shoot, that's too easy. You know, you got, and especially if you're playing a team like Boston, or you're playing a team like, Milwaukee, where they have all 5 that can shoot, and even Giannis that don't shoot like that, he's gonna be effective some way to where that doesn't even matter if he's not shooting. So that's why I don't have Miami even going past the first.
Yo, God bless. God bless, brother.
Peace out, bro.
Hey, you'll see my bad, Ty. Ruben, you'll see a nice little clip circulating with you, brother. I'm sure you have a lot to say about your hot take.
All right.
Go ahead, Tyrone. Salute, brother.
All right.
Yeah. But Miami. I mean, and then point guard situation. That ain't looking right neither, and you need
Kyle. Well, it's supposed to be Kyle Lowry, but
it's supposed to be Kyle, but
he coming off the bench right now.
Yeah, so and you need that. It's a lot of pieces that you see when teams win championships. You just got to look at it and the players that they have and what you need in order to get there, especially when you deep in the playoffs, game 6, game 7, and you have those players, man. It's just some teams just don't have it. The Heat don't have it. Boston has it from top to bottom and their bench. Their bench can actually start if you go look at their bench right now. You got Malcolm Brogdon, who's coming off your bench, who can start for any NBA team right now and get paid. But he's coming off your bench right now. Just look at it. You got Pritchard, who's coming off the bench. You got White, who's coming off the bench. Sometimes Al Horford comes off the bench, and he's an all-star. He's an NBA all-star.
He even there sometimes. I forget he there sometimes.
Yeah,
and he shoots the 3.
He does, and the players that I'm naming, mind you, are on the bench. I didn't even talk about the starters.
Yeah.
So that's why. Yeah. So that's why Boston is just one of those deep teams, man. That I don't know what you're gonna do, but there's nothing you could do about that. They are a deep team that are ready to actually. They're gonna come. I think either Milwaukee or them are gonna come out the East. If I had my bet, to be honest, I would go with Boston just because they've been there before. But it's just gonna be a good matchup.
All right, so let me. I'm gonna pause on the East for a second, and I'm gonna say this team, and I want to see your general reaction to this particular team. If teams should be nervous or the Sacramento Kings. David, your take.
Listen, the Sacramento Kings is going to be a tough out for somebody. Fox can score. Sabonis can score. They just had the rookie who broke the 3-point record, and I cannot think of his name, and I was just talking about him earlier today. And then they got Herder. They bring a complete team. They bring a complete team to you. The only knock might be the physicality. In the playoffs, you know that the refs allow you to. They hold the whistle in their pocket sometimes. So I don't think the Sacramento Kings are going to be ready for that. But Mike Brown, who should be the coach of the year by far. Easily. Anybody don't agree that Mike Brown is not the NBA coach of the year? They are crazy. He's going to
let me see. Let me go around and see if that's the consensus.
The Sacramento Kings are the Knicks in the West.
To be coach of the year. I mean, come on, we talking about Sacramento. They like the stepchild of California. People be forgetting they're even in California because it's always Lakers, Clippers, and everybody Golden State. Cello, what's your take on that? Should he be coach of the year?
I mean, what about the Cavs coach? They won 48 games.
The Cavs was just in the playoffs last year.
Just in the playoffs, though. We talk about Sacramento getting in when they knew. They kind of, I get that.
The playoffs since Chris Webber.
Yeah. That is it. No, didn't they make it? I felt like they made it a couple years ago.
No.
No.
They have one of the longest droughts in professional sports.
Man.
I can see him getting it because you're right. The Sacramento Kings have not been a good franchise. For him to even have them third in the West at 46-30, I could agree with that.
He's the Daboll of basketball.
Well, this is too stupid. This guy's stupid. Yeah, this guy's stupid.
A team that nobody thought would be in the league, they made it in, and all they need is a chance.
You're right.
Tyrone, what's your take, man? David saying that, Brown should be coach of the year. You listen. You was out there in California. I mean, I think you still technically a Lakers fan. I don't know where you are right now, but let me know. Like, are you respecting the move by Sacramento? You know, even you're not claiming they're gonna win it all, but do you feel like he's done enough in terms of making that franchise respectable to win coach of the year?
I mean, listen, if you don't make playoffs in 2006, accomplishment is great. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's true.
that's what they ain't made the playoffs since 2006, man. Come on, let's be got it. You know, clap their hands. We straight got it. I mean, going nowhere. But they made the playoffs. That's good. That's a win. If you make the playoffs since what's 2006? How many years is that? 15, 16? Too many.
Yeah,
So
it's a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, so they
So look,
needed
man,
that. I think it
all
was
they
just
all they
overcome.
need, we know it was echo. It was echo during the NFL. All you need is a shot. They just
Yeah.
want to get in.
They just want to
They
spot.
just want to
But
get in. They
that's
got
not
in.
that's
Yeah.
not how the NBA
Not
works. That's not how the NBA works. It don't work that way. It don't
Yeah,
work
because they got a
that
whole
way.
series. It ain't one
you got a
game.
whole.
They got 7 games. This ain't one and done.
Yeah, it's true.
It's 7
Yeah,
games.
man.
They
I don't like
gotta
that
do that.
NBA, by the way. That's real corny that
Yeah.
y'all got that whole system, man. Y'all should be one and done with this, or at least maybe 3 games. 7 games is way too many games, but whatever. I get the why. That's why we respect the NFL so much. One and done. Ain't no replays. You get another week to play. No. So, all right.
Yeah.
So I think we have covered everything. Is there one team before I transition off of NBA? Since we're basketball, I'm gonna stay basketball for a second and go to the NCAA tournament and do that because it's not a lot to cover there. But is there anything else on basketball that y'all want to highlight? Any team that we need to pay attention to? Y'all sound pretty predictable. Y'all got East is pretty much what I'm hearing is Milwaukee,
don't be
Boston.
surprised. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
Mark.
Go ahead. No, I was just letting y'all know where we are with what y'all talked about. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Don't be surprised. I mean, and we can all predict it if we want, but don't be surprised if the Warriors win again. I'm not gonna be surprised, to be honest. It'll be like it won't feel like nothing if they win. That's why I don't want them to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, y'all won already. Like, we get it. They're great. You know, it's a great team. However, they're probably the only team in the West that's been together for more than 4 years.
Yeah.
More than 5.
Yeah.
More than 6. More than 7. And mind you, that core 3, and you can even add, even though Iguodala's old.
Yep.
Players like that that you need,
back.
like I said, that depth.
Yeah. Chemistry is everything. I agree. Chemistry is a big part. I'll never count them out. I'm not even gonna do that.
If that's what I'm saying. You can't count them out.
Can't count.
They've been together so long that if they're down or whatever the case is, and they've seen everything in the playoffs, there's nothing you can throw at them that they have not seen. So it's like, what do? You know what you're getting from them. It's more like, can you stop it? And you already see what the goal is. I think they just put on enough. When they're all healthy, you got Clay, Steph, and Draymond, and now you add Jordan Poole. It's like, what do you do about that? The only thing about them is just they turnovers and stuff. But I think even we all seen it in playoffs that they turnovers still can equal points because they can outscore you at any time. So my point is to say that don't be surprised if the Warriors win one more time.
Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I do, David, as I get ready to go to you, the Clippers, I like.
I was about to say, can Clippers make some noise?
What's up with Paul? Is he back from the injury? Because that was like, or is he still sitting him out? What's his status after that whole?
He's still injured, but we're not talking about the Clippers, man. I think the Clippers is one of those teams that we want them to be so good because they look so good on paper. But when it comes down to playing or who's there or who's healthy, it's just not. That dynamic just needs to split up. I think we've been talking about the Clippers for so long.
Let me ask you this:
when they got together, go ahead.
Let me ask you this, and it's documented, so be careful what you say. Are the Clippers, as it stand right now, record aside, better than the Lakers? You are. I need you. You formerly from California. I need you to keep it real. Who's the better team in LA? Not
Who's
Golden
the
State.
better team? Who's the better team right now from
Right now.
top to bottom?
Lakers or Clippers, top to bottom, fully healthy. David, he's stumped.
I give it to the Lakers. But they don't play like it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They good on paper. Both teams are great on paper. Look at the roster.
Yeah,
they're great
that's
on
what I'm
paper.
saying, yeah.
But that's just because you put teams on a roster, that doesn't mean you're gonna play well. Like, you can't do that. Just think about it. Just think about this right now. There's 2 players on the Lakers that are from their championship run in 2020.
Right.
Can you name them?
LeBron and AD.
That's it. Come on.
That's it.
What can you do about that?
Let me put this out there to Laker fans. Y'all gonna stop trying to hype up Reeves, man. Please. Please. Stop. Y'all stop trying to hype him up like that. Please,
but listen,
man,
hold on. I'm an ex-Laker fan. So listen, let me tell you what Austin Reeves is. He's like a modern day Mark Manson. If you remember who Mark Manson was.
I do remember Mark Manson, yeah. Yeah.
He's the modern day Mark Manson, and the Lakers usually have a player like that on their squad every so often, and he just so happened to be that. Mark Manson was the same way.
He's not a Caruso type. You got to.
He's not. I mean, he's nice. That's why he's more of a modern day Mark. You know what I'm saying? So he do got handles and stuff like and shot whatever. He ain't really, but he's a good player. He's a good player. But that's
hold up. So if you former, as I move off of them and get to the NCAA tournament, unless there's anybody else that got something to highlight, Tyrone, if you're a former Laker, you are what now? Team.
Oh, I can't be a team player. I can't do that. I like players, man. I don't like teams because, as you can see, it don't matter what team you go on. It's never gonna be the same. You know, I can't do that, man. I hate franchises that do that. And I hate that the NBA is just like what it is right now. You know, it used to be okay. It used to be like, all right, you know, one trade here, and then, you know, but now it's like everybody's trying to go everywhere, man. I can't keep up.
So
when did you start that though?
So Terrence and David, who always clowns me because I don't have a team, y'all heard him. He in the same boat.
Ain't no excuse. I ain't even trying to hear it. I hear what he's saying, but I ain't hearing it. You a Laker fan, baby. It is what it is. Take your lumps with the rest of them.
I can't do it, man.
But I don't have a team. That doesn't make sense to me. That don't count.
I'm gonna watch it. I love basketball, so I'm gonna watch every game, every playoff game. I'm a basketball junkie. I just can't stick with one team because nobody else can. And once they can stick to a team, then I will.
I gotta say for another show. I like that.
That man ain't co-signing what you talking about, man. You trying to get Jack what you talking about.
It don't matter how he got there. He in the same boat as me. He don't have a team.
No, that man ain't jacking what you talking about, brother. Your team, whatever. Get out of here, man. Whatever.
Is there anything else, Terrence, while you on here? Is there anything else NBA wise as we wrap them up? We gave them. Listen, we gave you good time today. I didn't shortchange you. I gave you time today, like you in the NFL. So, Terrence, is there anything you want to highlight? NBA
I mean, shoot, I just wish the daggone Heat stop playing like they on crack. You know what I'm saying? And start playing consistently. One week they dominating, the next week they getting ran out the gym by the daggone Knox. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we need to go on and just either blow the team up, do something, whatever. Go on, get Mitchell. And do something, because I'm at this moment in time, dude. I'm like, yo, y'all and watching them at times. I'm like, dude, I don't see it. You know, I mean, they have a lot of talent, but I don't see them doing, you know, too much together. I think if they get in the playoffs, they're gonna be dangerous. But as far as like, you know, making a deep run, I don't know if it's gonna be a deep run. You got Kyle Lowry, whatever. He need to lose about 20-25 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, Kyle, looked like John Bagley used to play for the Nets. You know what I mean? He was overweight. You know what I mean? So he looked just like John Bagley.
Y'all Heat fans are in sync. Both of y'all was not feeling Kyle Lowry's play right now. That's funny.
He played. I mean, he act like he played like he's John Bagley, brother. He's going to lose about 20 pounds, good brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I just think that, you know, they got some moves to make. You know, I think they'll make the playoffs, whatever. I don't know how far they're going to go. Like I said, I think they're dangerous, whatever, but I don't think they made really any improvement from last year. I thought that the rookie, the cat they drafted, should be getting a little bit more run. But you know, it doesn't seem like they're actually doing it. I thought they made the trade with the big man to actually get him some run, but it doesn't like that was going on. So, you know, they're gonna make as far as making them a deep run. You know, first round, you know, exit, second round exit, whatever. I mean, playoffs, whatever. Okay, but at the end of the day, whatever. In order for them to get to the next level, they're gonna need to make some changes, and those changes are gonna have to be whether you know, I don't think Jimmy Butler is the issue, but the thing is, maybe it may be time to move Jimmy Butler to bring in some younger folks and do some things, whatever, and maybe try to make a trade with Butler and Mitchell, or you know, try to make, you know, they have a lot of money too. They have a lot of money, so I really don't understand the moves they made last year. But hopefully they make a few moves, whatever, and see what happened now.
Is it possible that it's Spoelstra that you guys are so familiar with the style that it's just like it can't take you to the next level at this point? That's just like
it's not coach. He's getting the best out of them. The problem is, man, like I said before, to me, we all thought that Kyle Lowry was going to come in and be the glue to keep things together, but Kyle Lowry can barely stay on the court. You know what I mean? He's always hurt. You know what I mean? And honestly speaking, you got the young boy, you know, playing, but is he really a true point guard? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I mean, you just have a lot of dynamics there. You got a lot of shooters, but defensively, whatever, we played decent defense, but not defenses like we played years past. I mean, you giving up 120 something points here and there. I mean, we gave up 120 points to the Knox 2 times in a row.
It's ugly out there in them streets, man.
I was telling
120.
Hey Terrence, what's up, my brother? God bless, man. On, see you in a minute. This brother looked like he been this brother got the facial hair. I'm like, yo, snap, my bro got the face. Nah, but I was telling him earlier that I feel like Bam, he has not like stepped up to be a leader to me, and that's supposed to be your future. Right. Even when Hero scores it feels like it doesn't carry the team. Butler still has to carry the team. Butler wants to pass. Butler been tried to pass that to Bam, but it just seems like none of these two are able to carry the team. On Butler, it continuously falls on Butler, and it just seems like
they don't got that killer instinct.
Yeah, and that's what I said earlier. Another thing that like what Tyrone said earlier, if you think about it, Butler don't shoot threes, Bam don't shoot threes.
Nope, right.
We the lowest scoring team in the NBA. That hurts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
When you look at Milwaukee, Giannis shoots threes. When you look at, he may not be the best, but he can hit threes.
Right.
He shoots, he attempts threes. When you look at Philly, this dude Embiid shoots threes. Boston, when you look at Boston, even Horford shoots threes. Like these cats shooting threes. Bam don't shoot threes. He don't attempt threes. He don't attempt threes. Butler just started shooting some threes this season. We're in an NBA that you got to shoot threes in the NBA, man. Yeah. So it's no surprise to me that the Heat are the lowest scoring team.
Okay. Yep. All right, thank y'all, gentlemen. NBA, we've given you time. No one can say we don't talk NBA. We gave y'all an hour and 13 minutes. I went a little longer. We got transition. My NCAA heads, draft gurus, I'm waiting to the end. You're going to have to hold on a little longer. Final Four's here, man. Florida Atlantic. I didn't see that coming. Let me be real with you. San Diego State. I didn't see that coming. Do you? There's a certain person on here that somebody knew. Somebody knew. Listen, that man told you. He said, I know. And then UConn is never a surprise. They're always one that can be in it. Experts, I need you to put on your hats. I guess I'm gonna start with the one that's the only one that got a team that's in this hunt. My brother.
Hey, listen, baby, it's that championship legacy that just flows through the veins of them boys down there on that campus in Coral Gables. You understand what I'm saying? Just the blood flow. You know what I mean? But no, honestly speaking, man, I'm not surprised. Jim Larrañaga, man, is actually a very underrated coach.
What you call
He
him? I'm just playing.
George Coach Larrañaga. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Ah,
But Coach
That's his last name,
he's
ladies
a
and
very
gentlemen.
that's his last name. Yep. But honestly speaking, man, he's a very underrated coach, man. I don't know if you guys realize or not, but that was the coach that took George Washington to the Elite Eight in the Final Four.
Oh, I remember that year.
You know,
Wow.
yeah, that's him. So he's been around for a long time. In today's college basketball, dude, to do what they're doing, you know, I mean, and any of these teams just to make it to the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, all of that stuff, honestly speaking, is a big feat because it seems like basketball is very intently on being AAU every single year. You know what I mean? And so it is literally a show where it's musical chairs at the end of every single season where players are going this place, players are going this, and you're seeing it with football too, but with basketball, you're just seeing it a lot more where they're out. They're moving around, they're doing a lot more. And the fact he was able to get his team together and make a move and get some things done. I mean, they went to the Elite Eight last year, lost. They went to the Final Four this year, man. So, I mean, they have a very, you know, they have they don't have, you probably would see, even though they have the ACC Player of the Year, I'm not sure if he's going to be a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. But so they have a lot of talent, but they play together. They play together, and on any given night, you can have 6 to 7 guys in double digits.
That's
6
great.
to 7 guys in double digits, whatever, with 30 minutes
great.
at least played. You know what I mean? So it's a lot they got going on, man. I think it's a good team. I think the great Danny Hurley is going to have his team ready with UConn.
How you feel about
so
that?
we're going to see.
You feel like, you know, UConn is a staple.
Whomever wins that game is gonna blow out the person in the championship, in my opinion.
You don't think Florida Atlantic can surprise some people, man?
I watched the Florida Atlantic, whatever. In my opinion, should have been out in the second round. They got lucky, bro. They got lucky because that when they played Memphis, Memphis had them beat. All it was that they were a call away from losing that game. Memphis had that game, and then they didn't get the call. It is what it is. But in my opinion, I just think that Florida Atlantic, whatever, should have been out a long time ago. But again, is it about Cinderella? You know, we'll see what happens. But I think the true championship, in my eyes, whatever, I could be wrong, is that Miami and UConn game, man. You have 2 great coaches. Shouts out to Danny Hurley. He took it in 3 to 4 years. He turned his team into a championship team, man. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to his brother. He took his team to the NCAA as well, man. So I mean, at the end of the day, they did some stuff, man, and shouts out to him. But I do think that Miami might be a little bit too deep for him. Again, the coach, whatever, it's going to be a chess match, in my opinion, for sure. But I think that Miami will pull it out. The one thing I'll say about Miami is that when you think that you got them down, they come back. You know what I mean? They was down double figures last week, came back and won the game by 7-8 points comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, like, when you think they're down, the front court, whatever, they got a bunch of shooters. They got a bunch of guys that can rebound the ball, play defense, man. And that's really just attributed to the coach. Man, the coach is, in my opinion, he's very underrated. He's probably one of the last dinosaurs there is, because when you turn around, there is no Roy Williams. Yeah. There is no Jim Boeheim. There is no John Calhoun. Nope. There is no John Thompson. So when you look around, man, like, he's the next one up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But yeah, I think they had a very good shot, man. I give them a 60% chance of winning the whole thing, brother.
All right, I like it. David, go ahead. He broke it down. He got the U, but he gave a realistic. They gave him 60% because he knows that coaching gonna have them prepared early. So what's your take, David, on that Final Four, man? Who you got?
My take is this, and it's gonna go back to something that Terrence said, right? Terrence, how many transfer people do the U's have on their team right now? 3.
5.
Right?
Yeah. It's a few. Definitely a few.
How many transfer personnel do the San Diego State have? They have 5. Yeah. I don't know about Florida. I mean, Florida Atlantic. I'm not going to say, oh, I know they transferred. Connecticut has 3 people that transferred in. So the transfer portal is why this college basketball season is the way that it was.
Good take.
Yep.
Nobody could have predicted those, but everybody
Mhm.
getting these stars now. People going in and they actually getting the opportunity to play instead of sitting at UCLA for 3 years, sitting at Kentucky for 4 years, and then finally get. So, shout out to the transfer portal for making this one of the most
This
exciting.
is where it's being used right. I like it. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's being used right. Yep.
In college basketball.
Yep.
With
I
that
like
being
it.
said, Florida Atlantic, I'm glad you made the Final Four because you're going to get blown the hell out. And I don't mean to curse, but you're going to get blown out. And we're going to see San Diego State. And I'm going to agree with him for the first time and forever. We're going to wind up seeing the Miami Hurricanes, which is driving me crazy to agree with Terrence. I feel like stabbing myself with Terrence right now.
Wow.
But that's what
Hey, man.
Miami goes 7-8 deep. San Diego is a complete team, and they've been there year after year. They've been constantly progressing in the tournament to finally get to this point. And I'm not going to call the winner on that. I don't know who's going to win, but I know it's going to be a fun game, and I know that freaking this is a great tournament to watch. My bracket got busted nice and early, and
mine probably after the second
I
week.
think everybody's bracket got busted probably the daggone first day. Think about it, the first day brackets, people's brackets got tore up the first day, man. Like, who would have thought?
I don't hear y'all.
That these seems. Who would have thought? Oh, you can't hear?
You
I don't hear nobody.
David, your thing then switched. You upside down and something else happened.
Yeah, you went upside down, buddy.
Yeah, you went upside down. I don't know what occasionally happens with your phone. That probably dropped or something, but it like changed the thing.
But nah, it was crazy, man. I think that to me, the NCAA, in my opinion, whatever this year, bro, has probably been one of its most interesting years. And hopefully it I mean,
yeah.
Honestly speaking, whatever, in my opinion, this is what the college basketball really needed because it was kind of struggling. It was kind of struggling, whatever. I mean, because you had kids one and done leaving, or kids not going anymore. They're going right to the to the NBL, playing there and not going to the NBA and not going to college basketball anymore. So now with the incentive of them getting NIL money and things like that, these kids are staying, and some kids some of these kids that may not be top tier kids, they may be second tier kids, but they're still stars in their own right. Some of these kids may end up staying 4 years when you think about it because they're getting paid, getting an education. They might. Some of these kids might really actually think about staying in college now because they're able to get paid.
Look, you see how much Bronny's estimated to make for coming out of high school, going to whatever college he's gonna select.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be crazy, man. Who won? Do you know who won the MVP of that game? That All-American game?
Actually, I do not know. I'm assuming it was DJ Wagner. From what I believe. Because I think
he showed off.
He ended up pulling them over. I think it was him. I know Bronny had 15 points, but I believe
I was shocked.
To be a betting man, based on what I've seen in the headlines, it looked like DJ should have gotten it, but
I was shocked. I was shocked that Bronny. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was shocked that Bronny put up 15, bro. I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was shocked. I was not, and I'm not gonna lie to you, whatever. And he may shut us all up, bro. But that young fella, man, whatever he played in that game with all of the talent,
he showed. He showed the hype behind him. Again, I think he's still being a little overhyped as opposed to DJ, but he showed that he can compete on that level. So
between DJ, I tell you who else's son, whatever, is nasty. Master P's son is nasty, bro.
I did see that as well. He's nice.
Yeah, he is. He put Bronny and them on their tail in the championship, whatever, in California, bro. That dude. He's nasty, man. So I mean, it's
the kids got they got a good setup for themselves, man. You can come out of high school with a bag, and then you don't have to rush to the league to get a bag because you've been getting the bag since high school. I mean, it's just right out of high school. So listen, man, y'all better thank your lucky stars for the opportunities y'all have, because this stuff did not exist during the Chris Webber days, during them days where the Fab Five should have made their money, or somebody like Kevin Garnett coming out of high school, the hype behind him, and all of the other guys that think about how much LeBron would have made. Oh my, how much Kobe would have made coming out. Listen. Anyway, back to NCAA. It's all connected.
It's crazy. It's crazy,
So,
man.
I wanna give props, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Caitlin Clark for Iowa has made it very interesting on the women's side as well
Oh
as
yeah.
LSU. I want to see Iowa LSU in the final. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care about the other teams. I want to see that just because Clark put on a clinic on how David. Look, ladies, y'all earned the floor. I can't even lie. We gave the men they break now. We might go back to them, but ladies, I gotta give y'all props. LSU, Reese is dominant. They just got so much. They just got star power at LSU. They just stacked.
Yeah.
But Caitlin Clark man, David. Go ahead, sir. Give a breakdown on what you've seen from that young lady. Triple-double, first ever in tournament history, regardless of male or female. Like, she's crazy. Go ahead, David.
Oh, I am not going to sit here and chuck and jive. I did not watch women's basketball this whole year. So, I mean, I'll probably watch the finals, but I did not watch it this whole year. So,
what's your take on her performance, though, in terms of what you've seen from her? Because you had to have seen her. There's no way you didn't see her.
No, like once again, like I said, when it's women's basketball, I'm not being biased. It's just not my thing. From the college side, so
they're gonna make you respect them.
I'll wait till they get to the WNBA, then I'll watch.
Well, the two of them are probably arguably the top, based on the play. They're probably number between the first and third overall pick if they, they're that good. Reese is pretty much guaranteed to be probably number one. But go ahead, Trevor.
I'll tell you, man. Actually, I usually
don't know about the women. He got, hey, get on the first, man. Get on the first, man.
I usually, honestly speaking, whatever. I usually watch just a little bit of the college women's basketball, but in my opinion, this year may have been probably one of the best years for women's basketball in college, just simply because when you looked around, it was a lot of teams, whatever. A lot of people got, publicity. You got the Cavender twins that play at Miami. You got the young chicks, whatever, at LSU. You got the chicks over there at, of course, you got UConn, but UConn, whatever, seemed like it's on its way out. You got Dawn Staley doing her thing. And, at the end of the day, whatever, then you have the young lady, whatever, having a triple-double, in the NCAA tournament.
Villanova was good this year, too. They look pretty good, too.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, dude, like, you have a lot of quality basketball that's going on. And I'm going to be honest with you, whatever, I would have probably watched it a little bit more, if I had the time. But I was just sitting there just watching things go on, man. And honestly speaking, I think that the level of basketball on both the men's and women's side, especially for this year, has been going great, man. Like, you literally in a situation where you have headlines all the time where someone's doing something great, and that's what you want to see. And as far as this young lady, whatever, with the triple-double, man, like, in order to do a triple-double, especially in women's basketball, whatever, that's a huge
put it in
feat.
Perspective, not to cut you off, I want to put her stats out there. 41 points.
40, yep.
10 rebounds, 12 assists.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Did everything, and it wasn't against. And it was against Louisville, so it wasn't like a fluke team. Like
Louisville. One of the young ladies I know, her
David, you upside down, by the way.
One of the young ladies I know, her mom is actually one lady I know that's being recruited by Louisville. She was I think Delaware State Player of the Year. Nice. She's a monster, dude. This young lady averages a triple-double. So Louisville's recruiting her. A few other schools are recruiting her, but she averages a triple-double. You know what I mean? So I just actually got involved in watching the game a little bit more because I know her. Yeah. Nor a parent, I should say. And she was talking about, her mom was saying how some of the schools are looking at her and things like that. So a lot of these young ladies, man, at this moment in time, they're starting to stand up and stand out. Like another associate of mine, a friend of mine, his daughter plays here. She's only a sophomore, and she was, I think, all state, whatever. So, I mean, they're balling, man. They're balling. And, I mean, honestly speaking, During back in the day when she played at Virginia, Dawn Staley was actually one of my, one of the folks that
Yeah,
I was like,
I
oh
remember
man,
her. I
had the
remember
cute
her.
had the cute haircut and
I
everything,
remember
whatever,
her.
and she
Yep.
was
Light
balling.
skin,
You know
red
what I mean?
bone. Yep, I remember
Yeah,
her.
she was balling, dude. So I ain't going front, man. I'm happy for her, in seeing what it is that she's doing. And I mean, dude, like everybody talks about. And the thing is, quick, quick story, guys. Whatever. The thing about it is that where I live at, here in Delaware, I have a lot of people that went to Cheney University, whatever, which is a historically black college, whatever. I think I'm not even sure if they're still around, whatever. But at the time, they were D2.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, this was back when D2s and D1s could play each other. You know what I mean? So this is the same school that Vivian Stringer was coaching at. And back then, and during that time frame, dude, she went on like a run of like 2 years where they didn't lose a game. Where they ran D1 teams off the court when they was a D2 school.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this was actually the school that started the legendary run of Coach Vivian Stringer, man. And so at the end of the day, whatever, that school, I think that whatchamacallit got to start there too, whatever. John Cheney, I think I just started his start there as well.
We know Pat Summitt is an icon.
I mean, but it's crazy at this small, HBCU school, they were running these, women's programs at the D1 level, bro. So she was one of the most that Vivian Stringer that went on to coach at Rutgers and had a long string of, NCAA appearances and things like that. She actually got to start whatever over there at Cheney University, man. So, but man, I'm just saying, man, in terms of women's basketball and what it is that you're seeing, man, like
it was a shot to arm this season for me.
For sure. I mean, honestly speaking, honestly speaking, when all the things going on, they showed up and showed out. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That LSU team, dude, I was shocked.
Fun to watch.
I was shocked.
Hey, they be doing the thing like, hey, you too little. Like they talk. I play your game is competitive.
They're fun to watch, and their coaches fun to watch as well.
Yep.
Like, yo, she come out. She was like, well, I'm from Louisiana. This how we dress, baby. You know what I'm saying? So she was all about it. You know what I mean? So it was crazy, man. Like, and just to see like a lot of people just having fun. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things that I think a lot of times when, especially in these types of situations, you don't see people having fun. You know what I mean? You literally see LSU as a team that's literally having fun. They're playing. They're getting it done. But they're having fun playing the game, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly speaking, whatever. Who doesn't want to root for a team that does that? You know what I'm saying? And then you had little Wayne coming there and put his little celebrity down and kind of get behind some of the teams that they were. He's calling them and stuff like that. So it definitely helped him and gave him a shot in the arm.
I love
where
it.
Other people are watching. So I mean, dude, like at the end of the day, what we're seeing right now, especially from a college basketball.
So fanatics, if the ladies keep the show, we be diverse and got know our stuff, man. Because they look when you got LSU doing what they doing with their star-studded cast, and then you got somebody from from Iowa, which is she only a junior, by the way. Caitlin's only a junior, and shooting like a dude. Like you could put her on the court with a dude, and she can shoot the lights out. So.
If she stays
with everything, she's not like a fluke. So
if she stays at Iowa, she may get up out of Cornhusker land and get up out of there and go someplace else, bigger stage.
Yeah, because she's gonna get everybody gonna want her. They gonna
everybody.
That ain't the biggest market in the world, but so I just want to give them their props, man. As I wrap up on the NCAA side,
got to.
Men, I had to get a women because it was exciting to watch. Again, I feel like I would love to see a LSU and an Iowa final. That would be very entertaining. I will watch that. Hopefully my panel of experts will do the same so that they are aware of what the ladies are doing. And I guarantee you, if that game happens, you will be thoroughly impressed. No knock to South Carolina, no knock to the other team, but I want to see the Iowa LSU for the ladies.
This is what I'll say, gentlemen. Whatever. I know that sometimes you don't want to watch it, but from a fundamental standpoint, women's basketball probably is more fundamental than the men's game is, you know. So
Fundamentals 101. Cello
yeah,
love that.
yep. So I mean, that's what it is, you know. Absolutely.
David, you should love that. That's your Utah Jazz every year. You should love that. Backdoor passes, jumpers, no dunks. You know, I mean, y'all get occasional dunks, but ain't no more Donovan Mitchell, so y'all don't get them. Oh, let me unmute you, David. My bad. Oh, David, you got a mic on. Let me turn you down a little bit. All right, there you go. So, listen. As we wrapped up the NCAA tournament, man, the U is in the building, so there's 60% chance based on what, you know, he kept it real. I thought he was going to get him 95. He kept it real. He know UConn ain't going to be a walk in the park. And then Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. Cello, I don't know if you're familiar with the NCAA for the men's bracket before we transition to the NFL prospects. And get them their chance, the gurus, their opportunity to put it out there to the world. Anybody, anything you want to talk about on the NCAA tournament with the Final Four, or are you good?
I mean, I would just say my highlight with it is just Jersey getting a love, man. From last year with St. Peter's, this year FDU, Princeton. You got Dan Hurley with the UConn, but we already know the history with the Hurley family.
Yep.
So it's just awesome to see teams that we never seen growing up getting in the NCAA tournament, making some noise. Fairleigh Dickinson. Who would ever thought? You know what I'm saying? St. Peter's College last year. Who would have ever thought? Well, excuse me. St. Peter's University.
Yeah.
Because it used to be St. Peter's College until they became university.
Bit of a letdown.
But that's
they would have made the tournament. They only made the NIL, so that's a little bit of a letdown, David. And so I won't lie on that.
But with Dan Hurley, honestly, for all of us that knows the history of the Hurley family, it's like we're not even surprised, man.
Yeah.
It started with the father. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame for a reason.
Yeah, facts.
We done seen his history legend within our city, and now his sons is shining. It's just like, yo, that is so dope.
Yeah.
So shout outs to Hurley. Let's see, man. Let's see what UConn can do. Can they win it all with Hurley? If they do, man, they're gonna throw a parade for him in the city.
That would be crazy. Since we talked, we was what Terrence was highlighting some of his people, friends and associates that have, you know, young ladies or young men that are in the tournament or was in the tournament. Aaron Coleman, who be on this show, who's one of our, you know, panel experts, his cousin is Zane Jones, who plays for Villanova, the starting point guard for them. So he, that's like, so he been keeping up with her and talking with her family, with the family and everything like that. So yeah, so Jersey City, straight out of Jersey City. So shout out to her with what Villanova did this year. So she one of the leaders there. So it's good to see these young people go, man, and go and, you know, go compete at the highest level and, you know, set yourself up for just to be able to look at this and be like, yo, I was part of this. Even if you didn't win the whole thing, you took part. FDU was in the tournament, had a big upset, made headlines. You know, that's an accomplishment. So shout out to all the student athletes out there, man, doing your thing in the tournament. So we're going to see what happens on the men's side. Ladies side, again, I want LSU, Iowa. We'll see what go on with that. But, yeah, so we covered NBA. We covered NCAA. Gentlemen, get your guru hats on because I know what y'all been waiting for. What NFL draft prospects are on your radar? This is your moment. Let me put it out there specifically to the two that I know really eat, sleep, breathe this. Mark will see this segment and Mark will be salivating like, yeah, I love what they talk about right now. Who is on your radar? It don't even have to be specifically for your team, but I'm assuming you're talking from your team perspective, who you're targeting. But you're putting it out to the world. You putting it out there, so if this person turns out to be a stud, and we don't want the predictable top 10 we already know, give us something we don't know. So, David, I want to see if your audio is good now, sir. The floor is yours to let us know what type of guru you are, NFL draft prospects, who on your radar should we be paying attention to?
I'm gonna leave all the big names out of it. Hey, is my audio good?
Yeah, you sound
Yep.
great.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm gonna
indeed.
leave all the big names out of it, and I'm gonna look at the guys that I've been looking at the tape for, and I'm telling you that they have a real shot. It's not gonna be year one. Some of these guys are developmental guys, but down the
Totally fine.
road,
Totally
they're gonna
fine.
be monsters. I'm gonna start with the guy that I mentioned in the chat line, Tyson Bagnet from the University of Shepherd. He is a 6'3" quarterback. He has a big arm. He has a strong mentality. And I think I put his tape up there. I'm not sure or not. But go look at some of his highlights and then go look at the numbers that he put up over 4 years. Over 4 years, this guy has 17,000 yards, 72 touchdowns, and all he did was take Shepherd and made them win. So when you hear the name Tyson Bagnet, please remember that his name is going to get called on April 28th or the 29th, guaranteed. Like I'm in love with this guy tape.
Wow,
It's so freaking crazy.
He's a quarterback. You said
He's a quarterback from Shepherd University.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard of Shepherd University. I know a lot of schools. Is this D3 too?
This is D2.
NAIA. What are they?
They are D2.
Okay, all right.
And I was looking at him because I was just looking through quarterbacks, and I'm trying to. I always look through just to see who's who, right? Like last year, I looked at Akil Glass. I'm still hoping that he pans out with the Buccaneers. I had to stop watching the highlight film and actually go find film on Shepherd playing people, and the throws was real. Like this guy is going to be legitimate once he gets his foot in the water in somebody's system. Hopefully, it's going to be the right system, right?
Wow. Okay.
People that I want personally for the Raiders, and it's probably going to be 4th or 5th round. I'm in love with this guy. I just got finished watching his tape this morning. Nick Herbert from the University of Wisconsin. He's a 6-foot linebacker. He's kind of small because he's only 220 pounds, but he's all over the field. They have him as an edge. He's not an edge. He needs to be a 3-4.
He's not an edge. I thought he was. Okay, he's not an edge. Okay.
He's 228 pounds. They have him listed as a defensive end.
He's not an edge. Yeah.
But he's a 3-4. He's a 3-4 linebacker. He needs to be in a 3-4 system. And if he gets to the right system, Pittsburgh, watch out. He's going to be freaking a mainstay on somebody's 3-4 defense for freaking 10 years easily.
Okay. Give me one more, and then I'm going to go to Terrence. You're going to get all of them out. I'm going to give y'all a chance. So I'm going to give you 3, get Terrence 3, and then we kind of go around from there and see what I got. I kind of got my I got my 3. I got my 3. Go ahead. One more, David.
I was looking at the TCU tape because I was looking at Hodges because I want the Raiders to draft him with their 38th pick.
Okay.
But I looked at it so much that I started noticing that Noah Brown, the other corner on the other side, might be better than Hodges. He's 6 foot, about 180. 40 time might scare me a little bit. I don't think he's fast, but he looked like he's going to be a better prospect than Hodges. They both was outstanding at TCU, but he looked like he's going to be a better prospect than Hodges, who I think Hodges is going to go 3rd round, 4th round. People don't know too much about Johnson, so Johnson's going to slip. But I think Johnson's going to have a better NFL career because he can play on the outside at 6 foot, where we all know Hodges is about 5'9", 5'10". They had him listed at 5'10" at his pro day, but I think he might be a little shorter than that. Those are my 3. You'll be talking in 2025 that they're starting for somebody and lighting it up in the NFL.
I'm with it. Thank you for your 3. I'm gonna come back to you again. So we're gonna go down your list some more. So we got make sure you remember who they are. Terrence, let's
mine's
go.
Mine's is gonna be very, very easy, fellas. And y'all might call me a homer as a result, but I'm gonna say what it's gonna be, baby. To me, in my personal opinion, the superstar in this NFL draft won't be in the 2nd round. Well, it won't be in the 1st round, I should say. He might be in the 2nd round, maybe in the 3rd round. His name is none other than Tyrique Stevenson from the University of Miami. The boy is going to be a complete monster.
I'm not surprised, but go ahead.
A complete monster. A complete monster that's going to probably transition into being a safety eventually but his first few years in the league, whatever he is, going to be able to play corner.
Mhm.
The boy, if he plays the slot, he's going to lock the whole thing down, brother. He's going to lock the whole thing down. All right, and I'm telling you, right, very physical, very, very physical, whatever. And I think that's one of the issues that he had. That's the reason why he's not a first round pick, because
Okay.
he's very physical at the line of scrimmage, whatever. And I think that his lean is too hard, when he tries to, knock the receiver off their route. So I think that's one of the issues that he has. But he has 4.4, 4.5 speed.
Okay.
So very well. So he's about 6'2", 200 pounds, could be anywhere between 200 and 220 pounds as a corner.
Okay.
Okay. Pittsburgh has been talking to him a lot. He talked to Mike Tomlin a lot at the North and South game, whatever. So that went really well. I'm gonna go with another corner from Miami. This dude, and I'm gonna say this dude, whatever, he had a so-so college career. But in terms of intangibles, he may be a dude that within the next 4 to 5 years, you may say, where did he come from? His name is DJ Ivy. Look him up. He ran a 4.4 at his pro day, and he is 6'3", almost 200 pounds.
And
what
position?
Corner.
Got
Ran a
it.
4.4 at his pro day.
I
I think
like
the thing is with him, the thing is with him, I think it's more of a confidence thing. I think that once he gets to the NFL, whatever, and really gets to hone his craft, really gets to sit down, whatever, and understand, like, listen, and one of the things I think is that once he gets out of Miami a little bit, whatever, and gets around some different folks, I think things will change for him. I think the issue is not with it. It's not here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his athleticism. I think it's up here. I think the biggest thing for him is that he has to learn how to forget if he has a bad play. He has to forget if he has a bad play. But one thing I will say, if you 3 to 4 years from now, you will look around, and I believe this dude's going to be on everybody's radar, like, where did he come from? Because he's a baller. He's definitely a baller, man. He's definitely somebody that's going to get to it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to go a little bit against the grain, man, and I'm going to give you a third.
Two corners from the U. So you went with both.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
Let me guess. The U's defensive lineman. Go ahead.
No. Nope. I'm going to go against the grain a little bit, whatever, and give you a bust, actually. This is somebody that's been saying that's going to be a bust, whatever, for the past, month and a half.
I have a feeling I know what school you're going to go to.
Anthony Richardson is going to be a bust, a big bust.
Who?
Anthony Richardson is going to be a big bust.
What?
I watched him several times.
Wow.
Did you watch his pro day?
I guess he didn't. That's crazy.
Did you watch his 74-yard pass like it was nothing?
Throwing on air. Throwing on air is not the same against the game, brother.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
I sat here and watched him play a few games. The brother has he has a lot of issues with his mechanics. He has a lot of issues with his awareness. His decision making is not very good.
You get 5 years to correct it.
I get. Well, no. You get 5 years if you're a white quarterback to correct it.
So let me ask you, why you feel like he's leapfrogged up the board? Because everybody got him going pretty high.
Because it's all based upon athleticism, brother. They're looking for the next Lamar.
But they ain't even treating Lamar right. That's a whole nother story.
Right. But that's true too. But they're looking for the next Lamar. Everybody, we think about it, man. When you think about all of these GMs, this is what they do.
Yeah.
Every single year, you're looking for the cat that played well in the NFL.
Yes.
And they try to see who has the same skill set that he has to a degree. He has the same skill set to a degree, but I'm going to be honest with you, whatever. I don't see anything special about him. I've watched him several times. I've sat there and watched him a few times with him. I said, okay, let me see it now. Let me see it. And I every time I came away from a game, I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see if this cat is forced to pass. I do not think that he's going to be able to get his way out of a brown paper bag.
Wait, but we could have.
Well, he's potentially going first round, so he'll get in the field
he's
early.
And that will be if he goes in the first round, that probably will be the worst mistake ever because that's going to be an issue. Because I do not think, and Billy Napier was one of the most well-renowned offensive minds, whatever, in college football. And I'll be honest with you, whatever, that young man would look pedestrian in a lot of games when the game was on the line, whatever, he could not get it done. He could not get it done. Yes, he can throw 70 yards with the flick of his wrist.
Yes.
But I also seen him throw some interceptions, dude, that there was no way possible that should have been picked off.
David, I don't know if that's biasness from Florida, man. I don't know.
No, it's not. I'm just, bro. It was during. If you guys remember, during the season, I said this. I said I don't see it. If I listen, check this out. And I told you guys my favorite quarterback in this NFL draft is only a 6-foot dude that gets it done.
No,
and that's Bryce.
Favorite quarterback. I didn't hear
Bryce.
Is he?
I love Bryce. I love Bryce, man. Bryce, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, he's everything that you want in a quarterback. Wow. Smart. He's a leader. He gets things done. Yes, he's a little bit on the short side, but I guarantee you he's going to come into that locker room and make it 100% better.
Okay.
I don't know if Anthony Richardson can do that.
Wow. All right, go ahead, David.
I'm tired of people with this knock on Anthony Richardson because you only had him for 1 year as a starting quarterback. Remember last year, he wasn't the starter. So if I'm a GM, you're going to go ahead and fire me because I'm going to go ahead and draft him in the first round. I'm going to have him for 5 years, and I'm going to get him an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach that can develop him to something. You said complete bust. That's harsh. That's harsh. I don't see AR as being a complete bust.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? How long was he at University of Florida?
3 years.
He only played 1 year, right?
Yes, because the guy that he replaced last year was the starting quarterback at Arizona State this year. So he had quarterback competition.
So he wasn't the clear-cut favorite to win the position and didn't win the position whatever the past 3 years, but now all of a sudden whatever he's one of the best players in this year's draft. I don't see it.
So you'll take a 1 year wonder like
without the transfer.
Y'all will take a 1 year wonder like Zach Wilson, who I said, because I'm a BYU fan, I said he was trash, and the whole world hyped him up. But AR, who has all these abilities and all this talent, y'all say, oh, he's just gonna be trash.
I'll be honest with you.
I ain't saying that. I disagree. I totally disagree.
I'll be honest with you, David. I think a lot of times, especially at the quarterback position, all of those talents and attributes can be a detriment to you. Because a lot of times, whatever is that when you rely on certain things, which he does rely on a lot of the things, whatever those athletic talents, whatever, and not what's up here, it can be a hindrance to a person like him. I'm like I said, bro, I've sat there and watched him game after game, watched him several times, whatever, and watched him do some things where I just sat there and shook my head and turned the TV off. I was like, okay, where is it? Now there's some things that he does where he takes off, whatever, and it's gonna be okay. But there's not many cats that can do that in the NFL. It's not many Lamars, my brother. And I think people are trying to make this young fella out to be Lamar, and he just doesn't have it.
So let me ask y'all this though. So since the league is a copycat league, we know Brock had success. Who's the Brock Purdy of this draft? Who's the Mr. Irrelevant last quarterback taken of this draft that you feel could be somebody that teams are going to be targeting to try to be like a Brock?
I just gave you one with Baggett. I'm going to give you the other one, and I know for a fact that Terrence is going to agree with me. Don't sleep on Malik Cunningham from Louisville, man. Like seriously. Yeah. Don't sleep on Malik Cunningham.
I don't think Malik's going to fall that far though, man. I don't think he's going to fall that far.
You got him on fourth round.
Some people got him as like going undrafted, and I'm like, Malik is a phenomenal passer. He's a good athlete.
Baggett's not on no draft board, David. So I've not seen Baggett anywhere. So if you get that off, you get that off. Like
I'm telling you,
I think Malik, in my opinion, whatever, is a beast, whatever. And if anybody that is saying that Malik's going to go undrafted, that's biased because this dude is either second or number one on all the records that Lamar has. So how are we going to sit up here, whatever, and say that he's going to go undrafted? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm just telling you what people are telling me, and I'm telling you.
No. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I'm just saying. And a lot of times, I just be honest with you, never make it about a black and white thing. But I think a lot of these cats that sit behind a thing. And that's what they make it. They see a black quarterback, whatever, that has a lot of intangibles that can do a lot of things. Where they're like, no, he's going to lack that, whatever. But I think Malik Cunningham was a beast. In my personal opinion, I would have loved to have seen Louisville help him out a lot more because, in my opinion, this dude, whatever, he was Mr. Everything for them, dude. He was if let's put it to you this way: if Louisville gives him a little bit more help, this dude
is a first round
dude.
Yes.
Yep. There's no two ways about it. No two ways about it.
Well, there's like
so I agree.
Three black quarterbacks right now projected first round, or is it 4? It might be more than that.
4.
Stroud.
You have Bryce, AR. You have Stroud, like you said.
Yep.
And Hendon Hooker is sneaking into the first round.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I like the fact that he developed, man. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Whatever. He was a runner when he was at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
He was not a passer. He was a runner, dude. So the fact that he got into that offense at Tennessee and put the ball in the air, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked or whatever. And I'll be honest with you,
I gotta give Corey his props. He asked for him early in the year when Washington was playing. He's like, "Yo, I want him." He wanted him.
He's going to make. He's one, in my opinion, that's going to be. Hopefully, he gets the right offense around him, the right people around him, dude. Because I think Tennessee gave him that shot, and he made it happen.
Y'all gonna laugh at me right now, but I'm telling you, when this happens, I'm going to sit here and tell the whole world I told you so. Not only is he going in the first round, he is going with the 5th pick to the Seattle Seahawks. I'm telling everybody. Wow. Mark my word on it.
He just gave old boy all that money.
Yes, but he was on a 3-year pact. The same thing we just did with Carr. So he gets to sit there, heal his ACL. You get him for 5 years because you want to get him for 5 years. You don't want him to go to the second round. Anybody that lets Hendon Hooker go to the second round is a stupid GM. So
a lot of those around.
Might fall us in the 3rd.
He won't be in the 3rd round.
You got 3 third-round picks, buddy.
Mike, why would y'all draft a quarterback? Y'all have Purdy and you have.
Because right now, as it stands, with Brock being the QB1, which John Lynch gave him the nod this week that stands, he would give it to Brock, which Brock earned it based on the play. Trey may be trade value if we don't land Lamar. If you understand what I'm saying, like Lamar Jackson's on our radar as well, at least for discussion wise.
Are y'all gonna give up that money?
Yeah, for Lamar, I'll give Lamar whatever he wants. But yeah, like if there's a real opportunity for us to work something out, again, this is all speculation. For us to work something out with Baltimore for Trey and draft picks and whatever, I'm willing to do that. But I feel like elevation, it kind of puts Trey. Not that I want him. I'm going on the business side. It might make him expendable because of the hype behind Brock. So we're definitely drafting a quarterback. I'm telling you that right now. Somewhere in the draft.
As much as I dislike your squad, brother, dislike you and your team, I'm not gonna lie to you. Whatever, go. I hope Lamar do go to y'all. Whatever, at least hopefully y'all give him the money because the Ravens, in my opinion, they used to be a class act and now they trash to me.
They trash.
Pay that 100%. Man, or like get that man. Listen, he earned what he had to earn.
Yeah. Now, and the fact that they went all to me, I've never seen a team work so hard to slander a player in the media, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Tear down
it is crazy.
Like he's not been what he's been. He's been.
It is crazy.
Back even when people thought he wasn't gonna be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Remember that draft? People did not call him a quarterback. They thought he should have switched positions, which
receiver or something. Yeah. Yep.
So let me give you mine as we almost get to a close. We're not there yet, but I'll give a couple more minutes as we dive into this.
Mm-hmm.
My God, we don't pick to the 3rd round. Now, ideally, we don't have no second. We ain't got no first. We got 3 third rounders, a 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. We ain't even got a 4th.
Same boat as us. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we gave up.
Where's your first go to?
For
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
McCaffrey.
How did I miss that? Wow.
Yeah, we don't pick to the 3rd round. Now I feel like we may be able to finagle and get in the 2nd somehow, but I don't see it happen. I think they feel good with what they have, and they'll go instead in 3rd and get some steals in the 3rd. We got Drake Jackson in the 3rd last year, and Drake in the starting shit.
I do not know how I missed that. Wow.
Yeah, so for us, my ideal, It ain't gonna happen because he'll be gone way before. I love Jalen Hyatt. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would love to have him to go with a
He might
Debo
go.
because Ayuk, we exercised the 5th year option on him, but after next year he's gonna go get his money. Like let's be real, he's gonna probably go get his money elsewhere. So for me, I would love a Jalen Hyatt, but it's not gonna happen. So I was like, you know what? We'll go on the defensive side.
It might though, bro. It might.
He's
It
not
might.
going in no
You
third
think he'll
round.
drop to the third? I don't see him dropping to the third, yo.
It's a lot. I'm not going. It's a lot of receivers out there, man. It's a lot of receivers out there, brother.
With the
It's a
year
lot of
we had,
receivers out
if he
there.
dropped to us in the third, my goodness.
It's a lot of one of the receivers that David brought up, yesterday, Tank. It's a lot of receivers out there, bro.
It's stacked.
You got Tank, you got Addison. It's a lot of receivers out there, man. You just don't know. A lot of teams have a lot of needs, whatever. It's a lot of this year, in my opinion, whatever. You have a lot of quarterbacks.
Yes.
You have a lot of receivers.
Yes.
You have a lot of linemen, whatever. So it's conceivably possible that he could drop to y'all just based upon the fact, nothing about talent. It's just based upon the fact, whatever is that, it's just a lot of people that have other needs out there.
That would be phenomenal. So he's my ideal wish list, who I would really want. Now, somebody that I also want at linebacker who's more realistic to possibly be there for us, I think he won't go probably as early as the third. Aubrey Miller Jr. from Jackson State is fast. Okay. If you think about our style of linebackers, we just lost Azeez. He went free agency. He left. He was a starter on our right-hand side. We need to replace him. We don't have the replacement on our roster right now. It's going to come through the draft.
Right.
I would love Aubrey Miller Jr. from Jackson State. Or I would like, this is, again, maybe not the third round, but the linebacker from Fordham that I told y'all about, Ryan Greenhagen. I like him a lot, man. The dude is a tackling machine, and who he reminds me of is Chris Borland, who we had from Wisconsin.
Okay, yeah.
A couple years ago that retired early because of concussions. Ryan Greenhagen from Fordham reminds me of him.
You know who else?
6'1", 243 pounds, stocky. Look, he had like 22 tackles against Nebraska his junior year. So in one game. So
are you familiar with that Fordham roster, man?
I'm familiar. Yeah, we actually got a offensive lineman from there. Yes, last year in the draft last year. We drafted.
There's a person that went to school with his son plays cornerback for them.
Really? Right now?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know if you remember Rashida and Kaja.
Their son plays for Fordham as cornerback?
Kaja's son is a cornerback at Fordham.
Oh, that's excellent. Oh, well, even more familiar. But and that's another thing. Had we not drafted a Fordham player, I would say, okay, then it's a reach. But my Niners drafted an offensive lineman from Fordham last year. Yeah. So Fordham's on their roster, on their radar. So that's why I got Ryan Greenhagen. He's one of those that's not ranked high, but if you watch him on tape, he is a tackling machine. We have an opening on the outside at linebacker. I'm willing to take him if we can't get Aubrey Miller Jr. from Jackson State. Aubrey Miller is fast, so I would love him. He's my guy that I want. But the one that I really want, I've been putting it on the chat all week. Yeah, this is Julius Brent from Kansas State is my number one that I want. That's the first pick that I want. So
what about I'm surprised you didn't say anything about the Cats at Rutgers.
Rutgers got good talent, but we haven't drafted a Rutgers player since that retired, Anthony Davis.
I think they got some. They got my man's one of his old high school kids, whatever, is coming out. I think plays linebacker, number 5 or something like that. I'm not really sure of his name. But I think he's coming out in the draft, whatever.
At Rutgers. What's the take? I got for what I got for corner. I like Brent's a lot. I watch Brent's highlights and Brent's just he's big and he's fluid. Didn't have an impressive 40. He ran like a 4.5. But
that's impressive. That's impressive enough. That's
I ain't
impressive
worried
enough.
about that. He's 6'4". He was second team All Big
Talking about
Ten.
that big, that huge dude. I'm
From
this is about the
Kansas
cat
State.
from
Corner
Kansas.
from Kansas
Yo,
State.
yeah.
Yep.
He too big. He too big.
Yeah.
That
So
dude,
he probably he might
his
drop to the third just because teams are gonna go on a run for wide receivers. So I feel like he might drop, but Julius
that
Brent
young man, that's a big dude, man. That's a big dude.
I would love to get him.
I sat there and watched him. I said, he's a daggone corner, not a safety. Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah. 4-5, that's still moving, brother.
Yeah, 4-5. Not a great whatchamacallit, but size-wise and the way we use our coverages, he would be perfect. And he moves his hips very well. I know the hips. So I watch and I see how he transitions, how he fluid and breaks. I'm like, yeah, he
now,
got.
Didn't you guys lose both of y'all corners?
Yeah, we lost Mosley. Mosley's gone. Mosley went and got him a contract. So we lost our starting corner. We lost our starting outside linebacker. We lost our starting defensive end. And we lost obviously our starting tackle. You guys went and took McGlinchey from us. So we got some holes.
God is good.
I know, right? Y'all gave him a little bit of money, but
a little bit of money.
First round pick,
a little bit of money. Yes, sir. Notre Dame.
And the last person that I have as I wrap mine up is he don't want to go to us. He want to go to the Commanders because he want to play with the Commanders because his brother played for them. Gabe Taylor, safety from Rice. That is actually
Sean Taylor's brother. Yeah. I know. I know what you're talking about.
He needs some fine tuning. He can tackle, but he needed some fine tuning. I feel like we can coach him up.
Well, the great thing about Gabe is an athlete. I'm familiar with Gabe. Gabe is athlete. He went to him and Sean went to the same school, whatever. And I thought that possibly that he would try to go to the transfer portal and go to Miami, but he didn't. But Gabe is an athlete. Gabe is actually used to be a basketball player actually.
Really?
Yeah, he used to be a basketball player.
He was actually a lot of the jump ball interceptions that he did get.
He used to be. But think about it. Rice is actually a very highly academic school, so he's very smart, very smart. So,
so that's my guy.
Gabe is a beast. Yeah, Gabe is he's a beast. Yeah. As a matter of fact, didn't he lead the Big 12?
Yeah, he played very well, man. He's shown flashes of his brother. He's not a pounder like his brother. His brother was just overall phenomenal. But you can see he's an athlete with some coaching. I feel like he could be. He's rangy where you can see him going from hash mark to sideline to get a big pick. You know what I'm saying? Like he got that kind of athleticism. So
did he grow anymore? How tall is he now?
I think right now, he was like 6'1" and some change. I didn't see what his weight was, but
I think that was the knock on him coming out of high school. Whatever, he was short. He was only about 6 foot or so.
In the world. Definitely not.
That was the biggest knock on him because I think that's when Miami looked at him, but they didn't offer him whatever they offered him. They looked at him based upon the fact that he's Sean Taylor's brother.
Right.
But I don't think they really, went all the way in on him, whatever. And that's one of the reasons because he was small.
Yeah, I was like, how did he end up at Rice? Because I'm thinking of
he's small. He's small. He was small. That's all. He was a small dude.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, whatever, when you really think about it, whatever, the cat that they have right now at Miami is All-American at the same position. So you know what I mean. Yeah. They're not gonna do that. But Gabe, the dude, he's a very smart kid. Very athletic. I think he was a point guard. I think he was a point guard or something like that. Yeah, he's a point guard or something like that. Yeah.
He's athletic for real. Good feet.
Yeah, very smart dude. Very cerebral. I think that if you guys can get him, why not?
And he could be there in that fifth. Not obviously maybe he might be. I don't know if he's as high graded as a third. But in that fifth that we have, he might be available, man. So again,
I did not know that you guys were in the same situation that we were. I didn't know that. Know that.
No.
Now I know that I know that we may make a move and go up to the second or maybe even the first, whatever. But wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I didn't know that at all.
Three third rounders, man.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. Whatever. I'm liking what we're doing, brother. I'm liking what we're doing. I think that it's gonna be a very good year. I think that Russ got the coaching that he needs. I think that the offensive line got it retooled. I think overall, man, we did a lot of good stuff, and I'm this is probably the best potentially the best offensive lineup we've had, man. I want to say since
Wow.
God, this may be potentially the best offensive lineup we've had since Elway's last year.
Wow. Wow. And
Because when you
correction,
think
my
of
bad, he's
when
5'10".
you
He's only 5'10", 170. So that was the big
okay,
thing with the
right? Because
what he
when
was
you
saying. Go ahead.
because when you think about it, whatever, even the right side was having issues when Peyton was there. You know what I'm saying? So this may be potentially the best offensive line since Elway's last year.
Listen, y'all spending money. You making sure you giving him everything that you can give him. So I
Yeah.
don't. And your coaches. Listen, we know your coach is good. We know
I
that.
mean, dude, at the end of the day, whatever, there's no way in the world. There's no way. There is no way
No way.
that Russell's going to at least go for 3,800, 4,000 yards, man. It's not because he's if you look at all he's doing in terms of the running backs, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
he's going downhill runners, whatever, you know what I mean, and play action passing. That's all to Russell's strength, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a good year, man. I can't wait because you finally have a play caller. I mean, like really, we really haven't had a play caller. Peyton, and honestly speaking, Peyton was calling his own plays.
Look, he knows about short quarterbacks. He gonna have old boy
Yeah,
looking. He gonna have him looking
absolutely.
right.
Absolutely, man. It's gonna be a great year, man. I just think that hopefully, you know, what I mean, we can keep things together, and stay healthy, man. That's one of the biggest things. Stay healthy, man, and make a few draft picks, whatever, in the trenches. You know, what I mean, and see what goes on from there because we have a lot of talent on the outside. Even though that you don't like our talent on the outside, I love our talent on the outside. We're
Are
long,
y'all
we're
moving
fast and athletic.
Sutton, or Sutton's not going nowhere? Y'all not moving Sutton? I know he was on the trade block at one point.
Peyton came out and said this week, whatever, that they're not moving any one of those guys. It's
All right,
not
good,
going to happen.
good.
You know what I
Good for you.
mean? But and you have some tight end
He can ball.
moves that
I
you
got no
made.
problem with that.
Who's that?
14, Sutton. He can ball.
Oh, you giving them props now? Okay, all right. Well,
Oh, yeah, he had 100 yards on us. I can't say nothing. He had a good game against us.
I appreciate that, but yeah, I mean,
give him
honestly,
props. I don't know about the rest of them, but he can ball. He had a good year. He didn't have a bad year.
we got some dudes, man. I think that's going to be okay, man. I think really it all depends on how my man Williams comes back from his knee injury.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It really depends on that, how he comes back, whatever. Because honestly speaking, if it were me, although that they cut Chase Edmonds, I think that he was probably a good change of pace running back.
Yeah, y'all didn't
You
get
know,
much
so but they went and got the young dude Tony Smith from the Saints, whatever, that is used to playing with Sean Payton, whatever. And they got Samaj, whatever, Piran. So they got all these dudes that pretty much run downhill. And one thing about it, whatever, is this kid, Williams, man, is a beast. And if he gets the opportunity and that offensive line blocks, I think people are really going to be shocked by what they see.
Okay.
Because last year was supposed to be his coming out year, but this year, if his knee is healthy and the line is blocking like the way I think it's going to block, dude, people really going to see this kid. He's a monster, dude. He is definitely a monster, man. He is not this dude. He's not one to be played with. He is not one to be played with. And I think that if his knee is healthy, and if his knee is healthy and that offensive line is blocking at least 50% better than what it was blocking before, I think it's going to be welcome to the party situation for this young man, because I think he has all the tools to make things happen, man. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see, man. We'll see for sure.
I think it can't go no way but up with the coach you have. That's an instant. Think of just the culture change.
I mean,
David, I had to mute you. Think you driving, so you got you got the background noise going on.
I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's at the end of the day, whatever. We've had a whole lot of Cinderella pumpkins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we finally got some.
Yep. So, David, go ahead as we get ready to close out, man. Anything you want to highlight? Thank y'all for your draft analysis for now. This is a little sneak peek because, again, we have a second show for the draft that once Mark gets the schedule, let me know what day he's gonna lead that, and that'll be his for all of those that want to get on and do the guru talk about really go dive in, a whole show committed to the draft and the prospects. That'll be like everything that you want. So go ahead, David. Anything you want to touch on before we close?
I just had a question for Terrence, and I just wanted to know if there was a back that you wanted to draft with one of y'all picks, who would it be?
Honestly speaking, man, whatever. I don't really have a back I really want to draft with our pick. I think that Williams, like I was just telling Mike, I think that Williams is the guy. It just really depends on how his knee comes out. I've seen this kid literally destroy linebackers and D backs for that matter when he played at North Carolina. So I really think that, hopefully his knee holds up, and we're able to make something happen, man, and keep things going. Hopefully, I just hope it just doesn't end bad for him. I mean, hopefully it's not a situation to where he ends up having to retire or something like that. But honestly speaking, dude, I think that I didn't even really look to see whatever if anybody's out there because I just been so focused on Williams, man. Yeah, because I see so much potential in him. I mean, I've watched this kid run all over Miami for like 300 yards.
So I'm gonna give you a Christmas.
Most of it, which was in the first half.
So I'm gonna give you a Christmas present with your draft. You might want to look at Auburn's running back Tank Bigsby because he is ridiculous.
You like Tank?
Yes.
I think Tank.
Nice. So,
I think the problem with Tank is he runs too upright.
Oh, you
He
don't
runs
like
a little bit
too
too upright. No, I
like
think the problem a lot of times with the taller backs, man, it's a target on their chest. Not saying that they can't get it done, but I just think that a lot of times when you see him when it comes to the NFL, it's what I mean. Bigsby's not a bad player. Don't get me wrong. I've watched him play several times. He definitely has a skill set. And they are going with the bigger backs, whatever. I think the dude that they brought in from the Saints is a big dude as well. So I mean, hey, I mean, if he's able to add some value, man, but I just think that taller backs, whatever, have issues a lot of times with, dude, they just can't fit between them lines, bro. And that daggone linebacker coming down heavy and hard. It's hard. It's hard to miss a cat that's 6'2", 230. You know what I'm saying? And that cat come to fill that hole, and you up in that hole, brother. It's a problem. You know what I mean? So
what about?
I'm not mad at Bigsby though. I wouldn't be mad at that.
What about Miller from TCU? Kendrick. What is it? Kendrick. What about him at running back?
I'll take anybody on TCU's offense. except for and I was about to say except for the quarterback, I'll take him too. I'm sorry, no, I'll take the whole offense.
Hey man, yeah, listen,
I mean, guys, man, yeah, those like that. I mean, honestly speaking, and it's like I said before, the receivers are so deep. Like that dude from TCU, the receiver, what's his name? Johnson? Was it Johnson?
Johnson.
Yo, in my opinion, dude, that dude is.
It's a stacked receiver draft, man.
It's a lot of
my bad, Gabe Taylor. You're
that's
190. I said 170. My bad, Gabe.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. It is so many receivers. It is so many receivers, dude. But anybody on that TCU's offense, bro, I'll take them. At the end of the day, man, I will definitely take them, man. It's just that, like I said before, man. I mean, I would be really hot. I'm really hopped up on Williams, man. I'm all in on Williams, bro. Hopefully that he recovered, but I'm all in on him. I think this young man, in my opinion, can bring us back to glory, to where Wayne had 1,000-yard rusher in a few seasons, whatever. So I think he'll be the first one. I mean, at least we don't have Melvin Gordon anymore.
Hey man, listen, y'all. Melvin Gordon got a ring. He did something right.
What did he contribute to that team? I'll wait.
He was moral support.
Moral support. He did nothing. He was trash, whatever. He went to that team, whatever, and got no run. No run. So I mean, at the end of the day, whatever, because they didn't want him to fumble. He was fumbling, just coming in the daggone game.
Yeah, he had y'all did him dirty, man.
Listen, man. Listen, bro. I want y'all to do me one favor.
Yes.
Go back and watch some of the games that he played in, dude, and show me where he was responsible for at least 5 losses.
Disrespect. But you might be accurate.
He was responsible for at least 5.
One game he had like 2 fumbles. I know he had a goal line one. He was like, it was bad. I'm
just saying, he was responsible for at least 5 losses. 3 of them at least was last year.
Crazy.
He helped us beat the Broncos. I ain't mad at him.
Look,
I mean, it's just like at pivotal points in the game, you're a professional. You cannot hold on to the ball, my man. Like, dude, like that's the first thing they teach you when you become a running back, whatever, how to hold on to the ball.
Yep.
And this dude literally was letting the. I think he was on payroll for the other team. I think he was point shaving. I'm sorry. I think the NFL need to investigate him because I think he was point shaving.
Look, Ridley got his job back, so a little point shaving don't hurt. I think he missed 1 year.
He was point shaving, yo. There's no way in the world a professional ball player. We all know Tiki Barber had issues and things like that, but this dude fumbled at every option he could. Game on the line. What you live for as a running back? You had the ball in your hand when the game was on the line, whatever, and you're giving it up, whatever, and then want to blame the team because you fumbled. Nah, I'm sorry. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So shouts out to him wherever he go, whatever, just let one was saying back on my team.
I feel you. Listen, man, Fanatics Live, we at the 2 hour and 19 minute mark. We gave y'all extra. We covered NBA in depth. We covered NCAA in depth. We covered NFL draft. Gave y'all players that I know you not gonna know who they are. Wide receiver wise, I will throw out there. I do like Frank Ladson from Miami. What is it, Ladson Jr.?
Oh, he's not coming out. He's not next year. Next year, he's not coming out.
He's not coming out. I thought he was coming out. You sure?
No, next year. I did
like
him. Spring football. He is spring football right now. Yeah.
All right, here, big boy. All right, yeah. I was looking at him like I like blocking wide receivers. I know he can block well, so I'm good with that. But yeah, so we get y'all NFL draft prospects, and we even get y'all a little teaser on the NFL season. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitch. We're on Twitch. This is broadcasting to Twitch. Shout out to those on Twitch. Shout out to YouTube as well. Broadcasting right now live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So shout out to the platforms and everybody that's viewing on there. Follow us, man, so you can get the alert and you can be part of what we do. This is Fans Club, the live show for the fans, by the fans. You will not get a breakdown like this from anyone else. If you check the other platforms, they will not mention the players that we outlined today and will not give you the breakdown that we did. We know this because we are the fans. We the ones that help, have the Redskins with a $5 billion valuation, whatever they came out with, because we spend money. We go to the game. We were subscribed to NFL. What's that? The thing that broadcasts through DirecTV, NFL.
Prime.
Yeah, and all of that. So that's us. We put our money where our mouth is because we are for the fans, by the fans. Fans Club live show. Make sure you subscribe and follow us, man, so you can get the alerts when we go live. Salute to my panel of experts.
Yes, sir.
David,
yes,
salute
sir.
to you, sir. Good insight tonight. And y'all know we on rotation. So if it was Thursday today, next week will be Wednesday. Then the next week will be Thursday. So it's rotation. Wednesday, Thursday. Y'all will know. Follow us and you'll get the alert so you'll know when we on. All right?
Absolutely.
Fans Club live show for the fans, by the show, for the fans, by the fans. Salute. All right, my brothers. Deuces.
Be blessed, man. See
Good
y'all
night.
later, man. Have a blessed
Good
one.
night.
All right.
I love it, man. Good show, man.